Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever Hamish says. I'm ready for it. It's like when I slapped him at FIFA. He still remembers that one. He still remembers that.
Nish, tell me what you think of Aaron's trim.
His trim's looking a bit like it needs a. I
haven't got a trim right now.
Yeah, so I was gonna say yeah. You kind of need another haircut, but I'm not gonna rinse it because you haven't had a haircut, so it is what it is. No, keep that in. Just keep that in. Leave that in.
GarageBand has detected feedback. Welcome to the next episode of The Third Wheel. I'm your host, Hamish.
And I'm your other host, Aaron.
And we're on the fifth episode of The Third Wheel now. We've got on with us our fifth guest as well, which happens to be Nish. Hey. I'll let him introduce himself.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm Nish. Yeah, so I know both of these guys from Warwick Uni. We went there together. Yeah, I don't know. What do you want with my job? Like, I work in London. I can't disclose where I work. Don't want to catch a case. So I'm working tech. Case. And I know these lot from Warwick. So yeah, happy to be here.
Big up yourself. I guess we can start by saying there's actually a few things I want to discuss. I guess we'll start with music because we actually recently been going to a lot of gigs together. The first one we don't keep in memory because don't like bringing that up. But maybe you like to explain.
Oh, the one we actually didn't go to, but we did. Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can explain. Yeah. So
I'm gonna just.
It's a bit of an L for Hamish. I'm not gonna lie, but Hamish is for those of you that don't know, Hamish is I don't even think big is the right word, but he's like almost like number one 50 Cent fan, I'd say.
Number one.
And 50 Cent was doing, was it like 15-year reunion for
Get Rich or Die Trying?
For Get Rich or Die Trying, which like everyone knows the album. Like it was like I was excited to go as well. So Hamish, let's get some tickets. Hamish bought some tickets, but they were resale tickets. So I thought I was calm. They were quite expensive, but I was like, yeah, it's calm. Like we'll go there. It's in the Greenwich O2, so it's quite easy for us to get there. So we get there on the day. We have a little Nando's before. We're all excited. We get there. We get in the queue, and then they're like, yeah, so did you buy it from this website? And we're like, yeah. And they're like, you got to go into this other queue. And we're thinking, shit, like we messed this up. So we go in that queue. Hamish gets in there, and it turns out because we bought it from a resale site, we couldn't even go in. They wouldn't let us in. So it was now. Hamish was you were probably the most devastated of all of us, I think. But
I couldn't talk for most of that train journey home, because that's a long train journey home as well. Like
yeah, for us, it's like
inside. I was like dying. I was just like, bro, I managed to get 50 Cent tickets here.
Massive L, mate.
It was a huge. I was upset as well, but Hamish he was when we could hear the music. Like we were standing outside if any of you've been to the O2 in Greenwich, like you can hear the music even before you get in. So we could hear the background music. We just weren't allowed in, and it was like it was an L. Like we'd waited. We had the Nando's. It was like it was long.
And we went to the lounge as well because we had access to.
Yeah, we were chilling before. They got a little lounge there. Had a couple.
Wait, so I can't remember. Did you get your money back?
Yeah,
he did. Yeah, Hamish came back. Yeah, that would have been a double L if we didn't get our money back.
That's not too bad then. You can just go see him next time.
Yeah, but it's like the fact it's like you made a whole day out of it, right? Like you got to the concert. It's like
that's not like 50 Cent doesn't come here like every year. Like
yeah, I guess it's not like like if you had a Drake ticket, it'd still be upset. I guess you'd still be upset, but Drake's probably gonna tour again, so it's not upset. Like. Oh okay, yeah, no, I got it. But yeah, like yeah. It was a bit peak, but it is what it is.
Was it like a similar feeling when I lost the neon tickets?
Similar feeling to when you lost the neon ticket. I think it may have been worse. Like because that's like as I said in like a few episodes back, like that's like an idol to me. Fam, like if I can't see 50 Cent live, that's just like, bro. One of the reasons I want to go to New York is because I want to see if there's a chance to see 50 Cent live. I want to be there like on the night. Like I'll be like, I'm turning up.
Wait, why would the neon thing be as bad as... Because 50 Cent is like his like favourite artist, basically. So.
Bro, you better be shook regarding the neon thing. I can't believe you brought this up here because, yeah, you know...
I know what you're going to say.
We're invited to a housewarming event similar to the same house, the host of the previous one, where the girl that was really pissed at him over the neon ticket situation is going to be... And I'm just going to be looking at Aaron just like trying to just see if... something's gonna kick off if he's gonna get.
Was I there when this happened?
No,
I don't think
you may have been at Neon or something after, but you weren't at the pre.
Oh, okay. I'm just thinking, yeah. As in, like I was.
Well, we weren't at Neon, but you know
didn't get. Yeah,
I think we may have seen you at the ATM or something.
I think it's just a similar feeling as in like people are relying on you and then you fucked it and take an L.
But like Neon is like if it was Smack tickets, I'd understand. But like Smack, like I know the people listening classic, but like Smack is like a tier above Neon, in my opinion. my kind of music.
Yeah. But I think it was more because of
Everyone was excited for the night, and then
it was more. I had a ticket that kind of I had promised to someone that I didn't really know.
And then you lost it.
Yeah.
It wasn't you that promised it. It was someone else that promised it on your behalf.
And this person was up in town for that weekend or something.
And they were basically expecting to go out on the night. And
I think they did in the end, but
you felt a bit guilty, even though it wasn't actually you. Okay, yeah.
Got a bit of
bear in mind, she is like way taller than, so when she squared up to him, I thought Aaron was getting slapped because but these were the days when I smoked, so I was high as fuck, yeah. I'm just looking over at the situation. I'm like, bro, I can't even step in yet. It's not like some man squaring up to you. You're about to get slapped and I can't do nothing.
I can't lie. If a woman came to try and beat you up, I would stop you fighting, but I wouldn't. I'm not throwing hands on a woman. I'll be real with you. I'm not throwing hands on a woman. But
exactly.
I just can't. I've never seen you really that stressed, so I'm just surprised you were like.
I wasn't stressed, but I was sweating a bit.
A bit nervous.
Yeah. It was hot. I felt a bit. I was like, man,
the pressure was getting to you. I hear that.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit. I just felt really bad.
You should, but did you? And were you not going to go out on that night anyway?
We didn't in the end.
To be fair, there was like this bunch of signs that kept happening like these days before, and even on the days that said, "Now we shouldn't go out." You know when you get those signs that things keep going wrong or in a particular way. We had some of those signs that occur. I don't remember what specifically, but then that was like the final straw for me.
See me, I'm like, if I had loads of bad signs during the week, I'm like, that's it. I'm going Smack on Thursday. Smack is like, all right, that's it. I'm letting loose on Smack. Like that would have been my.
No, I don't think you wanted to go out too much. Anyway.
Yeah, no. Basically, everything was basically making me feel like I don't want to go out at this point. But the worst part was when I got on the bus here, there was these ripped tickets here. There were Smack tickets here, but I sent him a picture. I'm like, I don't know, these are neon tickets here.
I think that bit of the story I feel like I remember, but maybe it's
you might got a Snapchat.
Yeah.
Those were Snapchat days, isn't it? Yeah. Bro, that one, I remember. I knew because I felt it before I sent it to him. Like that's gonna hurt him. Yeah, when he sees this. Yeah.
It's because I knew Baxendale, who was with us as well, wanted to go.
Oh yeah.
So I felt really bad for him as well.
I just remember one story of Baxo at Neon where he was.
You were with us.
This is a different story, different date. This because you didn't go. This story you're talking about, you didn't go to Neon, did you?
No. Yeah, but this is in Neon upstairs.
Yeah, there's a story. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
He was moving a bit mad. He was. I
don't know if you can say more or.
No, his girlfriend knows. It's fine.
Okay.
Oh, are we allowed to discuss that? Or that
we'll leave that for the.
I don't want to bait him. I don't want to bait him.
No, just my man was doing.
He was doing all kinds of. Yeah, he was cutting all kinds of shapes. He was a bit mad, but.
Well, those are mad times. But what were you gonna say about Mael?
I was just gonna ask you how many people you let down.
It was only me, him, and Krishan.
Yeah, there's three of us.
Okay,
I mean,
the
thing is, I think me and Krishan were like disappointed. But like the thing is, like he was the most out of the three of us.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But that day I didn't get searched going into the OT. You know how gas that was? That they just said that they wanted to check this thing really quickly just to make sure that it's all because I had my suit in the bag, so like they thought I was like all professional. I'm not going to come and do anything stupid, obviously, which was a dumb idea to not search me on. But I was like, gas, I'd never been searched for the first time when I'm entering a place. I was like, fam, it's going to be so lit.
Unfortunately, they served your ticket, so
yeah, it was L. The worst thing is actually that. When we went in originally, they were like, go and check your tickets with this other line. So it wasn't even like they just tell you no straight away. Like you have to Hamish at the queue, and he queued for like another 10 minutes in this queue, and then you get right to the front, and there's like one desk, and the woman's like, "Can I see your ticket?" And we're like, "Yeah." She's like, "Did you buy it from this website?" We were like, "Yeah." She's like, "You're not getting in." So we basically waited another 10 minutes for nothing, and it was just that was what made it a double L.
The thing was that we could have potentially turned that around because I suggested that we should just go back into that queue anyways because the guy didn't like properly scan it.
We should have,
and we could have maybe got in, but we never did it because and then
we just didn't. We should have because the tickets obviously don't say which resold website they were from.
And were you just like in an area?
It's like if you've been to the O2, it's like there's like the outer ring, which is like all the.
We had gone pretty far.
We basically were in there, and we were at like the gate to go into our area, and just at that first point of the gate, there's like a guy standing there, just like having a look at your ticket, and he was only asking us if they were resold tickets. So there's no way on the ticket you would know if it's from a resold site. So we probably could have gone. To be honest, we could have actually had a W out of that if we had just gone in and then still claimed the refund. Then we would have got a free 50-cent concert, but
yeah.
Such as it turned into a double L. So
well, then after that we had better success or better luck with concerts. We were meant to go Drake, but your cousin's wedding interrupted. Yeah, you missed J Hus coming out, and I know you're a big J Hus fan.
I'm a big.
That's an L for you. To be
the
fair.
thing is, like I saw the videos on like GRM and Link Up TV and all that, and it was like I don't know. I feel like when J Hus came out, on that concert. Like if that was me, I'd have been going mad.
I was going mad, but like the people around me, I think only a few people saw like these other girls that I ended up smoking with in the crowd that day because I was still smoking at that time. So they were the only ones that were going mad for this, and it was just like I was just like, why does no one else know
But that's
fucking
weird
Jay
though,
Huss?
like,
Yeah, like
he's
some of
just
you are
come out
acting like roadman, but you don't know Jay Huss. Yeah, like is this how it is?
I don't know.
Aaron wouldn't even get this. Like this is beyond Aaron's.
Yeah, but you listen. To
I mean, I listen to Jay Huss.
Jay
I
Huss
listen
is
to
beyond like
It's not like
the like London area, if you like, or
Yeah.
like the like urban culture. Like he's like that. Loads of
see
people
what he
don't
does.
listen to Jay Huss. But yeah, like I would have got. Yeah, I just went. I've seen Drake live before, but not in a while, so I kind of want to see him then. But we went to see Dave together.
Dave was the
At
best
O2
gig.
Brixton.
Yeah,
It was crazy. Like that was like yeah. Who was there?
Heady one, D Block Europe.
he brought
Burna
Stormzy
Boy.
as well, didn't he?
Stormzy, yeah. And he got one of his like that Glastonbury, Alex from Glastonbury, like he did that the same thing at our concert, but the kid at our concert, he didn't get any of the fame. He
Yeah.
he
Was
basically
he,
got an L because he like Alex from Glastonbury, he got like a boohoo deal, all this stuff, but that kid he didn't get anything. Like he actually no, he did get one of those limited edition
Psycho best. or whatever
yeah,
it was,
that Dave was giving out. But
Or was
yeah,
this guy white?
no, he was brown actually. I think I'm pretty sure he was brown. This
Yeah,
time.
like I wouldn't say. I don't think he was Indian or something, but
I think he was
he
brown.
was definitely
though.
Asian, like in some.
He was
British
yeah.
Asian, maybe.
Like our kind of Asian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, because he did it again to a black guy came on
At
stage.
another
with him.
concert.
Yeah, and he got a bit of recognition. But
I think-
I haven't
but
seen
like,
anything.
Yeah, but
from
Alex
this
got
one.
like if you compare like because Dave has done this for a while, like and even AJ Tracy does this as well. Like, if they ever perform Tiago Silva, a lot of places they'll get a fan on stage to like do the other half. But for some reason, only Alex from Glastonbury just like blew up like that. Just
I guess that was just on the bigger stage.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I guess
lot of
he was
cameras.
quite funny as well. I don't know if the other guys
Yeah,
were as.
they probably weren't, but
funny.
I think it was probably mostly because
But-
like if Alex did that at the Brixton concert, I don't think it would have got the same.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll link one of the videos I have from the night. So like on YouTube, yeah, there was this one. I have that downloaded because I love watching the atmosphere in that Brixton.
It was crazy, yeah.
It reminds me of it every single time I watch it. Yeah, like everyone was back in this guy's work. No one really expected him to go, I guess, bar for bar or word
He
for
knew the
word.
words, yeah. He
And he went,
shouted, yeah.
fam. I didn't know all the words as well. And I was gasping. I was like,
I wanted to go up on stage to be honest, because that's like one of the songs that I know. I pretty much know all the
We're
words.
too far
so
away,
if
mate.
yeah, we weren't really near the front. So, but when he got on stage, everyone was hyping him. It's not the same with Alex from Glastonbury. Like, if you watch the videos, like everyone as soon as everyone in the crowd knows he knows the words, everyone just goes mad. And it's like
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
So it was pretty sick.
no, what I loved it was when, there was a bit where he had used the crowd to use the ad libs. So like you gave the mic to the crowd, and that's I think that would just say on
It's
another level.
good. They're good. He was
Yeah.
good at warming the crowd.
Who,
But-
your guy?
Yeah.
But the whole concert was really good though. Like Dave's concert was sick. Like the production was really good.
But that was a £30 ticket. Can I just say, like, £30 basically? We got 5 features.
He did Stormzy did Vossi Bop as well. Like when he was hot,
Yeah.
when I was hitting. I think to be fair though, like Brixton, you get a lot of good acts like that. Like you probably get some that are like because they're obviously less well known than like the ones you get in Greenwich. Like I guess for those of you who don't know, Greenwich is like a massive O2 arena, and the one in Brixton's also O2, but it's like a bit smaller. But Dave, to be fair, I reckon he probably could do Greenwich at some point
Yeah.
soon because he's
probably could, I
pretty
think.
well. Yeah, he's quite well known now. So. But yeah, that was a sick concert. We got a few more coming up this year. as well,
We did
so.
Travis Scott recently, fam. I thought I was a mosh pit man. And then after that, I had to take a break
Travis Scott was
in the middle of that.
nuts.
Fuck my life.
And that was when Ed Sheeran came on as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
That was so mad. I'll never forget that night.
No, I would just say
don't
like the
even-
whole thing was a
It just,
mosh pit.
yeah, it just moved, yeah. Like, usually you prepare for the mosh pit. So when it first started, yeah, it just went. And I was like, oh shit, we're going in. Yeah, like, fine. I went in, yeah, but then halfway through, I had to take a break. Like, fam, I was like dying. We lost each other like for most of the concert.
Yeah,
like,
me and
I didn't meet Nish till the end of the concert.
It was mad though, because like for people that know me, like I love mosh pits. Like when I go to concerts,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
go shaking. Like I don't care. So I was like, and I knew like some of my friends had been to Travis Scott before when he last came to UK, and they were like, "Oh, it's mad! Like you'd love it, like the mosh pit." So I got there, and yeah, he comes and does like. Because even the songs that are not like mosh pit songs, he makes them mosh pit songs at the concerts. So literally, it's like an hour and a half of like constant mosh pits, and like you get knackered. Like honestly, like my heart was going mad. But like you constantly like in one mosh pit, and like it's like there'll be like one mosh pit, and there'll be another one next to it, another one next to it. So like you just bounce between different mosh pits, and it's crazy. Like it's just like the energy. I've never been to any other concert that has had like that much energy. Like just people everywhere. Like. You just get it's a good cardio session. That's what it is. It's a good cardio session. But
I tried to like go through one of the biggest mosh pits in the front middle, yeah, and to try to see if I could go across and run into him, but I literally could not find him, Z, or like a few of these others.
from like including Hamish, I think there was about what like it might because
Your home squad.
Yeah, it's probably about like eight of us.
Pick them up.
And like but we all like literally like we started together, and within one song, I'd pretty much lost all of them. Like
I found them again because I kept mosh pitting around trying to find you, but it didn't work. So I was like, fuck it.
I think I saw one of our friends Z. Like I saw him once or twice, and after that, I was just like literally just lost everyone. Like, and that's the only time I've ever had. Like most concerts, like there'll be one mosh pit and you'll find everyone in, but this just lost everyone.
Or there's like a regroup point, but in the Travis Scott one, because everything's a mosh pit, there's no
nowhere to-
regroup point. Yeah, like you just keep going and keep going and keep going.
It's crazy.
I think what I used as a reference was Hamish. I think he was wearing a yellow shirt and he was very tall.
He's tall, so it's easy to pick
So
up,
like,
yeah.
so that was my reference point if I needed to go back. And they were using the AC area as the break points, so that's where I took my break, and then I went back in.
Because I lost everyone, I didn't know where they were. So at that point, I was like, you know what, like fuck this, like I'm just gonna go into the middle and just mosh pit more anyway. So I was like, I've lost them, and then we all regrouped outside, like outside the venue, because we just literally just couldn't.
Bro, the next,
find her in there.
like even when I started to sit down on show, you could feel the back pain, like from the amount of elbows we probably took in their back and everything.
He's like an old man, to be fair, so he probably feels it more than me. But I'm used to my mosh pit, so I'm just like the only thing I get worried is like any women that are listening. Yeah, sometimes women when they're in mosh pit, I get worried because I'm just like in Travis Scott, you have like these like I know I'm not the tallest guy, but you get people that are like guys that are like 6'5", 6'6", and there'll be a girl that's like 5'3" and the mosh pit, and I'm just like, if one wrong move and you're just getting decked, I'm just like, I just don't want to be that guy who just sees this girl just gets like crashed on the floor.
We saw that at Crepton Conan.
Yeah, I've seen. There was literally like I've been to a couple mosh pits, so I've seen like girls just get like knocked over by because like, not obviously intentionally, but like elbows, whatever, and it's just like people get. So I'm always like, be careful in a mosh pit. I say that, but I still go in. But I don't know. I'm used to it now, so I'm just like, it is what it is.
I guess just make sure you can just handle yourself because. I wouldn't say that.
I think if you
I can handle myself mostly, but in a Travis Scott one, when you start tiring down, like it becomes very hard to balance. Like,
is there a safe place when all this is going on?
Not in the Travis Scott.
No, I'd say there is. Like, if you've ever been to the O2 in Greenwich, there's like so when we go concerts, we generally like to go standing because that's where, in my opinion, that's where the better answer is. So you have like the main stage at the front, and then you have like a massive standing area, and the main bit of the standing area for most concerts is like fairly calm. Travis Scott, I said the main area is still all mosh pits, but if you go to the edges of it, like anywhere on the perimeter, it'll be like you can go out and get some air and stuff like that. But like the difficulty is if you're in the middle, getting from the middle to the end bit, that's the thing that's hard. Like because you're trying to like move through mosh pits and all these other people and stuff like that. So, but there is like like I would say anyone listening likes Travis Scott, but you don't like mosh pits. I wouldn't go standing area personally. I would go seated area because you can still enjoy it and like people stand up in the seated area, whatever. But but the atmosphere is the best in the standing area for sure.
Yeah, that's like an unforgettable night. Like
just crazy. Yeah, it was mad.
We have, I guess now we have upcoming like Skepta, Heady One, Gigs. I'm glad Gigs is in Wembley for once, so where it's closer.
It's good for us. Yeah, me and Hamish. Yeah. I'm looking forward to all those. I haven't seen any of the. Well, I've seen Heady One from when he was at Dave, but I haven't seen any sets of those live. I've listened to a lot of, especially Skepta and Gigs for like time, so it'll be kind of a surreal experience actually, like hearing them. Me and Hamish was like I've discussed like a few times, like there was a BBK concert they did at Greenwich like a couple of years ago, and we should have gone to it, but we didn't go to it, and it's a little mad. So this will be like it won't be that, but it'll be like
they brought out Drake. So like me and him discussed once because that's when we started to get closer because of our music taste at uni, and we're like, oh shit, BBK is doing this event at this venue, or do you want to potentially buy tickets? And then we decided not to, but like we considered it highly, and then basically they brought out Drake and everything, and we're just like,
it's like Drake gigs.
It was like £30, and that would have been like a madness, or £15, something very cheap, and like for a gig as well.
Was this when they were practicing in the copper rooms?
I think it was for that event. Yeah.
That was one of the things. That was one of my regrets. Like that's why I never want to miss a gig. So if I see a good one, we're gonna try cop tickets. If we fail to cop tickets, then we fail to do so. But that is what it is, but otherwise we have to cop tickets. So as I said, Gigs, Skepta, Heady One.
I feel like this year I'll have ticked off quite a few acts that I wanted to see. So I've been to quite a few concerts. So I'm getting there through my. I don't want to. Yeah, I feel like I'll get FOMO if I don't go to. Yeah. If I miss out, like especially like if I didn't see Gigs or Skepta, I'd feel like I get deep FOMO at the end of it. I'd be like, I didn't go and see them live. So.
Yeah, I think we would live to regret the Gigs the worst just because it was in Northwest as well. Like I think that one would be the biggest if we didn't get tickets to that, because that everything's always in East, and this is the one time we get something like this close. Like we had to make sure we got those tickets.
That's true.
One thing I want is the AJ Tracy tickets, but
Yeah, so I got a few friends that go and see that actually. He sold that out in like 10 minutes or something like that. So AJ Tracy's again though, he's a bit like because he's become quite mainstream now. So I guess it's like his audience is wider, so obviously more people will listen to that kind of music, and then obviously the concerts sell out quicker. So I kind of get that. Gigs will always be gigs. Like he'll be like, I feel like he's a bit more mainstream, but I feel like he'll always have a certain demographic of people that mess with that kind of music.
Yeah.
I remember like there was also a Smack night like after like we had just gotten out of Smack here. We were walking to Aaron's house to get our stuff in. Was it fourth year, third year maybe? I'm not sure.
Fourth year, I guess.
Fourth year. Yeah, and then we were basically just decided to play gigs for some reason. I quoted a lyric and then you started playing the actual gig song out loud, yeah. And we just sat down at a bench, took our time while Baxo caught up and like fixed himself up. I don't know what you were doing. Like I think you were trying to be the more sober one out of everyone. And me and him were just listening to gigs on the bench.
Who are you like talking about? Yeah.
In Northam, you.
It's about you.
Okay.
So like you were trying to be like the more.
But the thing is, like, if you ever ask anyone that I've ever lived with, every time I come back from Smack, like after night out, I'd always play music on the way home. Like I always take because I'm like I'm downstairs for like 2 hours. I'm like I'm feeling it, and then I'll come back. Like I'll probably had a few drinks, and I'll come back upstairs, and like it would always be like a 20-minute walk. I always live like fairly far from Smack for some reason, so it always be a 20-minute walk. I just take my phone out, start banging some tunes out. Like if you ask any of my flatmates, they always say, yeah, always just put music.
You need to
on.
ease out of the music.
I don't know.
Come out of Smack.
It's because I was in the mood. Like it's like I feel like Smack. Like there's just constant good songs like to the end of the night, so I'd be like still in the mood for it.
Was that just Smack, or is it generally when you go out?
In London, I think London's just everything's a bit more formal. Like as in like even. I could, to be fair, but then it's normally like in London, it'd be like I leave the club, you basically get into an Uber and like or go to the station and just get on the train. Where it's like Smack is like a walk home, so it's still like, and it's in like it's just students there, so you just feel a bit more like chill. It's not
acceptable.
Do you remember that one night where Aaron wanted to say let's go now, they're leaving, and then basically I had Talking the Hardest. I fucking ran back in, yeah. Aaron just I went in vibe to Talking the Hardest with you guys, and I started leaving, and Aaron was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? Like you don't get it, yeah." But that I had to go in.
Talking the Hardest is a classic.
I had to go back.
It's basically the national anthem.
Yeah, I know.
It's got a legendary status. So it's Whenever they played that at Smack, it was like a. I remember Z will say as well, like when that came on, we'd always be like, yeah, this is one of those songs you just gotta spit all the bars for it. But it's I'm excited for gigs. I'm definitely excited for gigs. Not even just because it's in Northwest, just because he's got a lot of classic songs.
I don't know if I would listen to much of his new album. Like I
actually listened to it again recently and I actually like a lot of the songs on it.
I do like how it flows. Like it's like a Travis Scott album where it flows all the way through. Like the beats flow into each other. But I don't feel like I've clicked with this exact.
It's a bit different to I think some of his older stuff. Like obviously I think a lot of UK, like whether they're grime artists or garage or Afrobeats, whatever. I think like once they get bigger, obviously we'll try and appeal to like different demographics and like. Yeah. As a result, you can see like different people that they collaborate with or different styles, whatever. So like Skepta's a good example where like, I guess once he done like That's Not Me and Shutdown and stuff like that, then once he got bigger, he could kind of make more like pop tunes or like stuff that everyone can listen to, not just like if you look at his early like works, they were like all basically just straight grime. So yeah. I guess that's just like a thing a lot of UK artists. I think once you get big, you kind of diverse. A lot of them do. Some of them don't. Even Wiley I think is diverse. Like you look at like Wiley could just make straight grime, but I don't think he prefers to, but he still makes a lot of like dance tunes. He knows that they do better on the charts, basically. Like Bosie, for example, like, that did better on the charts. So
I do prefer like Wiley's just I guess pure grime stuff because like I don't know if you heard in The Godfather 2, Merca's intro. I wish that was like a full like 3-minute, 4-minute track because that's just like it's like a 1.5 minute track, yeah, and it's just like you could get so into it, but then it's just gone after a minute and you're just like disappointed because I get why he had to do it. He hypes you up into the album, but I feel like that should have been a song in itself.
That's always. I think that's always difficult for him in making music though. Like everyone's got different. I'm quite like a hype person. Music. Like I like music that like. That's what someone
they
actually
just dance to.
Sorry.
They can just dance to that kind of stuff.
Not just some songs. It kind of depends on the artist as well. Like the artist and like what kind of music they make. But like if it was like grime, like one of my friends asked me this the other day, and I said like, why? He's like, why do you like UK like grime or like Afrobeats or whatever, well those different genres but UK ones, and I just said like I don't know, they're all different for different reasons, but like so Afrobeats for example or like dancehall music like Jamaican music or well one type of Jamaican music like I those are more like dance music for me, like I prefer that like compared to what they play like pop, for example. Like that's not my kind of dance music.
Oh
Like
my
days.
for some people that would be their kind of dance music, but like that's not really for me. It would be like Afro beats or like dancehall music. That's my kind of thing. But then like if we're talking about like hip hop or grime, to be fair, it's more like I don't know the feeling you get when you can like spit the lyrics as well. Like there's I don't know, and like I guess for like grime, like just living in London, like a lot of it, like not all of it, but a lot of it can be like relatable stuff as well. Like
Yeah,
if you
for
listen
sure.
to, like,
I think that's one of the big.
things that like
yeah.
you when they talk about stuff, like you know what they're talking
You
about.
just relate to it a lot.
Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, that's what I think. Like I think it's just like the US stuff probably less so, but like obviously there are some similarities between like US like that culture and like the UK culture. But yeah, I think that like in the UK culture, like, especially a lot of it, like not all of it comes from London, but the majority does. And like when they do and they talk about it, you can kind of resonate with a lot of that stuff that happens. So
Yeah.
that's what I think I really like about it. But each part is like different for me, like for different reasons. But I like all of it in smack. So
What would you say your like current favorite songs? I guess if you have any few current like things that you're currently banging out, like what was the last thing you played on Spotify, for example? Maybe that's like your today vibe, but like what's the current song that you I guess in this month that you probably had on play quite a bit?
what have I been listening to recently? That's a good question, actually.
Top Boy soundtrack maybe?
I've listened to a bit of that. Actually, what I have been listening to is, like I said, I've been going through Giggs' album, so Big Bad.
Okay,
So when I was through again, I actually started listening to it. I was like, oh, actually, yeah, you know what? I actually do like quite a few of these tracks. I don't actually know what I've been going through recently. Like my anyone that knows me knows my Spotify playlist is just very mashup of different things. So I don't really have a specific thing. But at the moment, it's just been like, I don't know. I like South American music as well, like reggaeton as well. So I kind of listen. I've been listening to that as well at the moment. So I say I have quite a diverse music taste. But probably the one song that I listened to today a lot was this. Mist released a song today with
Oh, the one that got leaked.
yeah, it's like a Bungra like Brum mashup, but it's like a tune. It's called 47. If anyone's listening, it's like I think it was trending on YouTube today. But yeah, it's hard. I rate it.
They'll definitely have heard it by the time this.
Yeah, it was trending on YouTube today, so it's a bit of a man. It's got when Steel Bangles and Mist get on a track, it's normally sick. So.
It's a match. No, forget. But yeah, Aaron, what would I guess you say are your current favorites and songs? I guess because I know you've been sitting here listening to us and our lives right now whilst you've been in San Francisco.
You've
been gone.
No, I mean,
you could have been with us.
I think you say you have quite a diverse. I think I'm pretty diverse as well. Like I can listen to some grime, I can listen to some rap, I can listen to pop, some soul music, some classical music if I wanted to. Like I don't think there's some rock. I don't think there's really a genre that I just can't.
Do you think you listen to all of those equally? Because I think I listen on my playlist. I like not all of those, but a lot of those I have. But I know that there's certain genres I listen to.
No, so if you're going, it's just been different times throughout my kind of life. So
you go through phases.
Yeah, as in, so in the last year or so, I wouldn't really say I've listened to much music in general. I mainly, if I go on Spotify, it's normally just to listen to Discover Weekly and just listen to some songs I haven't heard before, rather than listening to something that I have heard. I always say soul is probably like 60s, 50s, like soul music. Motown is probably like my favorite genre, and I can just listen to whenever. But I know when I first, like during uni, I was listening to a lot of, especially when I met Hamish, probably a lot more grime and
He taught you the roads.
Rap.
I think I started by Shaka. I think Shaka like
yeah.
brought him into.
Yeah.
And then fourth year, we started going to Smack a lot more, and third year and all that. So I guess I just kind of
You were
got
engrossed
like
into the
into it,
culture.
yeah, a lot more. But then I guess like first year was probably more like pop kind of music, which I still like and I still listen to.
Did you used to
like,
go pop a
some
lot
podcasts.
first year?
No, I didn't really go out a lot in first year, but I guess just a lot of housemates
Listen to that kind of music.
Yeah, like went to pop and all that kind of stuff. And I still like it. And like growing up, I kind of like listened to a lot of, as I said, soul music and some like rock and roll music, like Elvis and the Beatles and stuff like that. So I think I'm pretty diverse with that. But then I really like Dave and Skepta and Giggs and all that kind of stuff as well. So
It's a good mix.
I don't think there's like anything I can't really listen to.
I think some of it helped on FIFA because I think FIFA put energy. Stay far.
FIFA has sick tunes in general, though. I think even like I think it's good in a way that they don't like they've put in a couple of like UK songs more recently, but even like back in the day when they didn't have those UK songs, like even though I don't listen to that kind of music, I hear songs of FIFA, I'm like, you know what, that's a banger. Like it's not even the genre that I listen to, but I'm like, yeah, but that's a banger.
When you hear like an old FIFA track,
It's like, yeah,
that's
I'm-
like, oh shit, that's so many memories. It's
There
just-
was some from like
nostalgic.
FIFA 04. Like that was the first FIFA I had, and I remember like they had like a playlist on Spotify with all the songs of it. And I was listening to these, I'm like, raw. Like some of these are not even songs I listen to, but I'm like, yeah, this banger. I just remember it's like the nostalgia of like playing FIFA
Yeah,
and
yeah.
listening to the songs.
Have you got this year's FIFA?
No, I was saying to Hamish, I actually haven't bought FIFA in a while, to be honest. I can't actually remember the last FIFA. I don't know what it is. Actually, no, I think what it is that when I used to play, like my school friends and this, like when I used to play FIFA back at school, like, I took it very seriously. Like,
yeah, I remember you saying.
I was like one of those kids, like, I'm not even bigging myself up, but I was the guy. When again FIFA at school, I was the guy. Like I was the guy at FIFA. So I used to play like a lot when I was at school, and then I played a bit at uni as well. But then I think like basically I just get vexed when I play FIFA because I just be like I play online. Like my record was pretty good, but then it was just like if I lost or something, like standard like FIFA bullshit, or whatever, I'd just be like, yeah, no, I'm not about this, and I just get in a bad mood. And then I basically realized that like the way to not be angry was just not play FIFA. So I still play it time to time. I think I've got FIFA 17, I think, but I don't really, I don't know, I don't even play my PlayStation that much anymore. Like I know they said that I think recently they're releasing the PS5 next year, but yeah, I don't even play it that much. I watch more Netflix than I play PlayStation at the moment. So I don't know
when you said FIFA made you like emotional or angry, fam, I used to be like, I guess, so calm. Like it didn't bother me, but then after like a year of getting battered by this guy, fam, I became so emotional at FIFA. Like, fam, like there's just emotion that goes into it now. Like,
but is that because that's because you're playing him, Aaron, though?
No,
right?
but like I can play anyone and I'll still feel like the emotion. Like as I said, like when I played Mo and then Mo was trying shit into my ear and that's cool. I was,
see, for me, I'd even get emotional playing online. Like it was like some random guy, and like I'd just be like it was the worst when like standard game, like you have like 20 shots and the guy has like 3 and wins like 2-1, and I'm sitting there like I'm just vexed. Like I was like, and then it got to like I used to play Ultimate Team a lot as well, and then when people started putting money into it, and I was like, yeah, I'm not really feeling.
Yeah,
that.
it's a bit pay to win now.
Yeah, when I first started playing it wasn't, so I actually really enjoyed it. But then like it got to a point where like every team I play would have like every sick card that you want, and I was like, this is not really any point in me playing this because my team's never going to be that good. So
yeah. But yeah, anyway, I only brought it up because this year some of the tracks they've got like Skepta on it, P Money, Gigs.
Yeah, I heard. I heard it. Have you got it?
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay, yeah.
It's the only game I buy each year. Really, I don't play any other. Well, I barely play. Well, last year I haven't really played much, but if I play anything, I'll play FIFA.
Played when I came to San Fran, slapped you up. We're not going to repeat that story, but you know.
Last time I played FIFA I played against Hamish. He came to my house just to get slapped at FIFA. So.
Game.
There's a video which, if you were recording this on camera, I'd tell you to put that clip in of Hamish apologizing to me at my house.
I'm sure Aaron will still put it up if you give it to him anyways.
Yeah,
I'll send it to Aaron
fucking do it.
There's a video of Hamish apologizing to me and admitting I'm the king at FIFA. There's a video on my phone somewhere, so I'll go and find that. But
the thing was like that loss was so close. It's the games after that. If I lost to those deserved. I feel like that game that I lost the first one.
It was close.
It was way too close for it to have even mad, and I was done.
Apologies as well. I've got a video clip of Hamish apologizing to me for me beating him at pool.
At pool?
Yeah. This is in first year.
What, are you good at pool?
Wait, he was on Pool Society. He was on the Pool Society.
That's a bit mad.
Basically, I just recently joined at the end of first year because I was like, I need to make some new friends because clearly I got beef with their...
At the end of first year?
Yeah.
But when do you
Sure.
think...
That's when we played as well afterwards.
Yeah.
Well,
they already had a nickname for you.
Bagel.
So that seems pretty soon.
My professional
just
tournament wins was at 0 for power.
Oh, that's why I go...
Because all of them were good and I was just the beginner that I joined. I was like, bro, I'm going to escape.
But you joined at the end of first year?
So like end of term 2 and then I just bought a pool queue as well and then I played with them.
But like
I could beat anyone from back home, but I couldn't beat them until like second year at some point.
But you beat him?
Yeah, I beat him.
Bro, I potted the black... Well, that was my own fault, but yeah.
Did you not...
We didn't play one game. We played... It was like best of 5.
3.
And you still won?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not glad, bro.
It wasn't like a 3, it was like 2-1. Like, just to clarify before you make...
Yeah, but Aaron's not in Pool Society, though. So.
I bet... Let's do a rematch. I haven't played in time, but I know I can smoke you now.
Sure. Yeah, bring it.
You can do that as one of your live stream podcasts. You like
First
chatting
video,
shit
man.
and playing pool against each other.
You probably have the pool table in this house as well, do you?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay, fair.
Now you said that, everyone that listens to this is going to think Aaron lives in some mansion. Like, he's got like a huge house.
I think Hamish just thinks anyone who doesn't live in his house lives in the mansion.
If you don't live on the roads, you're not.
Yeah.
That's it. You're living in a mansion.
Yeah. No, this ain't no mansion.
Yeah, we also been on tour. We've been to some really nice houses. Like, can I say I really like your house though? Like, I wish.
Thank you.
One day soon.
One day soon more. You're gonna...
That's like the first time they've
take my house.
That's not the first time they've complimented each other. Like I've never heard these lot ever compliment each other.
Anyway, so
If you hear us compliment each other, it's behind each other's backs, so the other person can't hear.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
never-
This is on a podcast. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. Yeah. The listeners don't know.
to be fair, he's the one giving me compliments. I'm not.
Well, speaking of compliments,
I'm not
only one
getting
of us are going to get a compliment here. So basically, you've known us, I guess, since uni, so you know the different hairstyles, the dead trims, and everything that we've gone through. So, question for you, because currently we're 1-1. The score didn't turn into a FIFA scoreline, unfortunately, yet. So we want to know, who do you think currently? Well, not currently. So my
He
long
doesn't
hair,
have a trim.
my long hair versus his long hair in second year. If you remember what it looked like,
But yeah, sort of. Yeah.
which one do you think is better?
Do you have a picture on your phone that you can show me while?
Sure, I'm getting up right now.
Oh, you are.
Because first of all, I don't even think you can compare it.
So wait, are you asking me
which one
is worse?
or which
out
one
of
do you
this?
prefer?
Like for myself, as in like if I was to get the haircut.
Okay, who's suiting the long hair better, me or Aaron? So out of that picture versus what you see, I guess what you see currently.
Okay, wait. Can I just add in first of all?
Yes.
I wouldn't even describe Hamish's hair as long.
Mine's
Like I don't think that's
wait,
like.
from here it goes to there. Like for
Yeah,
people
but
who can't see.
but Aaron, I don't know if Aaron's going to show you guys who are listening, but his hair in the photo I'm looking at
He'll
is a
probably
lot
flex it.
longer than Hamish's hair at the moment. Like definitely.
Like I didn't cut mine for like over a year and a half around that, and cut no part of my hair. You still get your side shaved and all that.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think. I think it's hard to compare. You're
What
basically just saying
am I
hairstyle's
supposed to be
got.
answering here?
Just
Like,
basically,
who had the deader trim? Is that what I'm asking?
Yeah,
Maybe I don't.
because we got currently it's 1-1. It's not a FIFA.
Well, I don't
scoreline
think
yet.
that was like a trick. I just.
Yeah, what I'll say here is in the photo that Aaron showed me, you look like you work at some Indian takeaway.
Oh my days!
I showed you that because if you look in the comments, I swear you say sauce or something, bro.
Oh my days! If you did then that's a big L for you, fam.
Where? Nah, I didn't say. I didn't.
Ah, you
Oh,
fucked
yeah,
it. You
I
shaved
wait.
it. You said that with such confidence. You said that with your chest as well.
I swear I looked at this the other day and I was like,
Did I say
yeah,
sauce?
shit. Oh, maybe I might just be thinking of
Maybe it
a
was on
picture.
Insta. Was it on Insta or anything?
Go on. How,
Or
if
about,
I-
you're about to take an L, fam. Like,
I'm taking L's here.
If I don't know if I said, maybe if I did say it, I'm trying to boost your ego up, so you feel better about it.
Okay, so is your answer Hamish?
As in, whose trim would I rather have out of that one or your
I
current
guess if
trim?
that's
I would
the-
pick Hamish's current trim. But me personally, I like my hair short. I don't really like my hair
to
too.
be fair, I have to actually say thank you to Nish because I wanted to always get my hair dyed, but I was shook of getting it done. But when I saw him do it at uni, this isn't like an insult. This is like, because if Nish can say fuck it and let me just dye my hair for whatever reason he wanted to, then I was like, fam, I need to just sort it out earlier as well. Like, why am I not getting my hair dyed when I wanted to get it dyed? And then I got it dyed. So Nish actually deserves some props here for boosting that on.
I can't say whether people liked it or not, but I was like, I just want to get my hair dyed. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna.
I rated it. Like even Krishan rated it. Like Krishan was like, "Oh, you're the dude with the sick hair." Every time he refers to you, he keeps forgetting your name. So you're like, "You're the dude
I'm
with
the
the sick
dude
hair."
with the sick hair.
That's how you refer to. Because
Maybe Aaron, people referred to, when you had that haircut. Maybe people referred to you as the dude with the sick hair.
No, that was arguably
Yeah,
the peak in Aaron's career.
Yeah, that was literally my peak. So you're saying he looks better now than I did then?
It's just because I prefer
Right.
short. All I'm saying is if I saw you then, like, okay, honestly, in that photo, if I didn't know you and I saw that photo, I would think you're like a foreign exchange student from India or something, and like you just came and like
He hates that. He hates being associated with that as well.
I'm just saying that's what I would think.
It's fine. It's fine. not salty at all. It's fine.
This is like
2-1.
this is my final ever appearance. I'm never gonna have any clips on here again.
Talking about
Wait,
L's and taking L's.
Just before that, I want to bring up. You see that picture you brought up? Basically, we found someone at Leona's birthday, and I think third year that looked exactly like Aaron with long hair. That exact picture. Yeah. So we were at Leona's birthday, like all drunk and everything. And so me, Cam, and a few others just started. Being like Aaron, and started making a proper
to this other person.
Yeah, and we have it on Snapchat, so I might have to post a clip of that. Yeah, then Aaron's just like, that guy's so confused because he had no idea who Aaron is. He's just
I
Wait,
saw
were
that-
you there as well?
No,
just-
I wasn't there.
He's just a random family member, and us lot are just there yelling Aaron and like Sid, me, Cam. I don't know who else was there. Jitten, I think, was there as well. Like we were all just yelling Aaron. That guy was.
I saw the Snapchats. It looked like it was borderline bullying.
I was gonna say I feel like
he
just
looked like so uncomfortable.
Fam, he was waved. He was more waved than us. Like, and we were pretty waved as well. Wait, what was the transition you did? I didn't mean to ruin your transition.
I was gonna say, yeah, I just took an L. Some other people are taking some L's right now at Manchester United.
I don't know what's football. What is that? It's a bit of a mad
Sport, I
one
can't
there.
play.
Are you Ole in or Ole out?
Do you know what? I think it's just weird, to be honest. Like, I really want him to do what I think to be honest, like football nowadays, I see a lot of, like, I'm a United fan for people that are listening, by the way, but yeah, I see a lot of stuff on Twitter and like people who follow United, obviously mainly, and like I'm on the fence whether Ole in or Ole out. But firstly, it's weird because like how quickly the results change. Like I just think it's like obviously the PSG game, everyone went crazy, and when you look at the results between then and then now, it's just so weird, like how it's literally just completely died off. And like, I do think he is kind of relying at the moment on just the fact that he was a legend at the club. Like, if it was just someone random person, he probably would have been fired. But having said that, I just think that like football nowadays, there are some like fans on Twitter where like, I don't know, I feel like the game, because the game's so much like, there's so much of it on social media nowadays. I feel like some fans, like the stuff they say, like, and I said this to some of my other friends as well, like some of the racist comments or some of the stuff that people say on Twitter about footballers, like, I just think it goes too far. Like, don't get me wrong, like, if you're Ollie in, Ollie out, like, that's whatever. And like, I love football banter as well. Like, football banter is like the main part of football. But having said all that, like, some of the stuff that, especially this year, not just United fans, but like Chelsea fans, like in the past seasons, like I've seen like Arsenal fans, Tottenham fans, like all have accusations of racism, stuff like that. Like even Italy's even worse. Like they don't even care if they're racist; they just say whatever. But I don't know, just some of the stuff I see, especially on social media, I'm just like, it just goes too far. Like I don't know, like for example, like Rashford, like whether he might not be playing well at the moment, but like you can tell that the guy loves playing for United. Like he loves United, right? Like I'm not saying whether he should or whether he is or isn't good enough, I can't really say yet. I still think he's quite young, but some of the abuse people give him, I'm like, firstly, he's probably he's played with an injury for like half of the time he's been.
That's what he's looked like recently.
But that's what he is, and he doesn't also have like another experienced striker to guide him at the moment. But also, it's just the fact that like you're giving him all this like abuse, but like the guy loves United. Like it's like I'm not saying we shouldn't say something if he's not playing well.
You can criticize him.
You can, but like that's what I'm saying. I'm happy. I don't mind you criticizing him, but some of the abuse fans give him, like, and anything he posts on social media, there'll be fans on Twitter going like, "Oh, like you're scum, like get out of the club." Like it's just, I don't know. And I think other football fans do. I'm not saying just United fans, but obviously I see more of United fans doing that. So I just think it's like that kind of stuff for me. Like I don't agree with that. If you want a football banter and stuff, like I love it, and like if you want to like fairly criticize players or managers, that's calm, but some of it's a bit too, like, I don't know. I don't really agree with it personally, but at the moment, I'm kind of sitting on the fence. Ollie and Ollie. I want him to do well. I think what he has shown is he's brought in good players. Like if you look at all the players he signed, I'm happy with all the players. Like they're playing better than the players who already played for United, pretty much. But most of them, bar one or two. So some of his tactics are a bit questionable. Like last couple of games, like sometimes he'll just start playing like Dan James up front, or he'll keep talking about Mason Greenwood and then not bring him on until like the 70th minute. And like what has obviously been worrying is like the number of like our attacking like in the final third we're just shit. Like I'm not gonna like sugarcoat. Like in the final third, like defensively we've been a lot better, but like when you're struggling to break down Newcastle, like that's
we're just really not having many shots really, or we're not getting in positions to take a good shot.
But that's the thing that's like confusing to me. Like we had summer where we sold Lukaku, we really needed another attacking midfielder and another striker. And the board I just don't believe that Ollie didn't want someone there. Like I don't like that's what they might say at the club or whatever. But to me, if you know your strike force is Martial, Rashford, and Dan James, who you just brought in, and Mason Greenwood, who's obviously very inexperienced, then I feel like there's no way he didn't want another attacker. Or
I think he might have wanted one ideally, but he wasn't. I think in the end he wasn't that fussed. I don't think he was bothered too much when it came to it.
I don't know if I agree with that though.
Because I think if he brought someone in, I don't think they would have been a starter over Rashford or Martial at the beginning of the season.
Maybe not. Maybe not. But I think but it's just like squad depth, isn't it? Firstly, but also secondly, even if you don't want to say like a striker, firstly a right winger, we desperately need a right winger.
Yeah, we've been needing one of those for years.
And it's someone who can kind of play 10. Like let's not lie, like Lingard, he's dead. Like I love the guy, but I like when you look at his attacking output for his position, it's terrible. Like if you're playing in his role, like you should get that's a perfect role to get numbers, like goals, assists, whatever. Like for me, like his energy is good on the pitch, but he just doesn't do his final product isn't good enough. Like for someone,
I agree with his final product's not good enough, but I do think he does a lot of the off the ball work that we kind of need.
He does, but I think now, if you're looking at where United are right now,
I don't necessarily think should be a starter.
I definitely don't think he should be a starter.
But I definitely wouldn't sell him.
As in, I don't know if I would or wouldn't sell him. As in, like, obviously, again, he's one of those people, I know he loves the club, but it's also like, he's not good enough to start. Like, as in, if you play in that position, for me, you have to have output. Like, I get the work rate stuff he is good at, but if you look at a lot of the top teams, maybe not so much now, like the way Liverpool play, for example, or maybe the way City play, but even the last couple of years, like, you can kind of, there are teams where you can get away having someone who's really good up top, even if they don't work as hard. And for United, especially if you look at obviously how we've been attacking recently, I'd happily sacrifice someone who runs for someone who can actually play good final through ball or like pick the lock, if you like, because we just don't have anyone except Pogba, and he's been injured. So we don't really have anyone that can properly feed our attackers. Like Rashford's been getting stick, don't get me wrong, and he has like bottled or missed a few chances I think he should score. But at the same time, like his service hasn't been amazing most of those games. So in my opinion, we desperately need like either another right winger or attacking midfielder. So I don't know. I like to give Ollie time because I think the signings he's done have been good, and
I don't think any manager who comes in now does a better job.
that's the thing I think as well. I think
or that much of a better job.
yeah, and it's kind of weird actually. Like I was reading because United and AC Milan are kind of in similar positions. So like, these big clubs were like they're both kind of not really run that well, and they've tried loads of different managers, and like nothing has ever got them back to like where they were, I guess. And if it just feels like like if you keep changing these managers and you put some like very good managers in and nothing's happened, then it kind of begs the question like surely it's more to do with like the director of football. Well, you need a director of football or like the CEO, and like how Ed Woodward's kept his job. Like I generally don't. Like I know he makes money for the club, but like anyone else that's gone for a club,
he should stay within the club, just be moved into a different role.
Just not purely financial, no decisions.
Like
over
he's getting us money, fair enough. Put him into a less football focus.
I don't even know if I'd say he should keep his job, to be honest. Because like to me, it's like
not the exact job, but I mean,
no, but I just
move him somewhere else.
Like if you look at United, like obviously I get like Alex Ferguson left, but at the same time, like we were coming first, bare minimum third, before he left, yeah. If you look at every year since Edward has been there, we've been like 6th, 7th, like 4th, and then 1 year second, and then whatever. Like we haven't had a consistent period, and like for me, like even though we changed the managers, to me that's something to do with him, and because David Gill left as well when Fergie left, and I think like that combo was like big for the club, and I think Ed Woodward, to me, like nothing he's done has ever said, we're going to be successful. Even Mourinho, like him saying that when we came second, that was one of his best accomplishments. It probably justifies it now when you look at where we are now. So
I don't think I've seen a lot of people as well being like, oh, why did we sack Mourinho and all that. I think we should have sacked him. I don't.
It's funny because again, it's hard because on Twitter, like you always have the minority, I guess, kind of speak the loudest. But you always hear people now, like when United's not doing well, be like, oh, like I told you shouldn't sack Mourinho. But if you remember the time when Mourinho got sacked, like we were in a terrible place.
That was
like
bad.
He basically like hated half the squad. Like we were doing terrible. We just like
he's calling our left back fat.
Yeah,
he's just having it out.
There was like, but people like want to look at it now and be like, oh, like we shouldn't get rid of him. Like me personally, like I don't even know if I'll be interested to see what happens next to Mourinho. Like, I love him as a character, but I don't actually know I think his tactics are a bit outdated. I think at his peak, like you talk about like Inter Milan or Chelsea or something like that, where like he was perfect. Like he knew how to play teams. I think that now, especially when I started at United, and like to be honest, at United, he can't fully be blamed. But like when you look at the signings he made, like Matic, Lukaku, his key kind of core players, I don't think they were okay, but like they weren't. He didn't have that team that was the same as like those like famous Chelsea teams or whatever. Like you didn't. There's nothing about that team. I was like,
we didn't have many leaders, and he's always managed teams with.
But also like the coming second was also kind of a bit deceiving because we were so far off City. Like it wasn't like we were actually close or anything. So
I mean, Europa League winning that was still one of my more favoured moments since Ferguson.
That probably says a lot about United.
To be honest, I think Solskjaer's the first few months are still the peak since Ferguson.
What I disliked about Mourinho's playstyle, which stopped me from, I guess, watching the games in general, was just I can't. So even in FIFA, like you probably know that I can't defend, so I like to play with attack. So I guess I always like to see the attacking always. I don't care if you concede 3 goals. If you score 7, I'm fine with it. Like I would like to see that more. That's why like when Ole came in, bro, the heart was there. Like I wanted to watch the United games again. I was like, yes, I can watch the United games because I enjoy like seeing. I don't like watching us sit back and just like take it. Like that's not what I want to see.
That's what she said. Nah, I get that. But I think, to be honest, right now, I feel like we actually keep the ball and we're just not like, I've watched like most of the games this season, like it's just sideways passing really. Like we keep the ball well, but it just feels like there's no one really willing to take, except Pogba, but he's not been fit half the season, but except him, I don't feel like there's enough players that are willing to like take a risk and actually like cut the lines. And so like we end up most of our games having a lot of possession in the kind of middle area and not doing anything with it, and then like as soon as Newcastle got the ball, they're straight at the other end trying to have a go at us, and it's like that's for me, like that's where the issues are. Like obviously he's been unlucky with injuries. I want to say unlucky, but I don't know, we've just had so many injuries, I don't even know if it's luck or just
I don't like to blame on injuries, but I think he has been quite unfortunate, like when Wan-Bissaka more recently, Martial pretty much the whole season, Pogba as well majority of the season. They're like Wan-Bissaka's arguably our best defender.
They're 3 of our best players.
Pogba's best midfielder, Martial is probably our best attacker. So
he has been unlucky.
But then in that's also saying that we should have a squad
we should still be
big enough to replace them.
Yeah,
Because other than some of those, we've got a bunch of squad players, really.
but we should still beat Newcastle.
Yeah.
Even with the squad
Yeah.
players, I think we should still beat Newcastle. So
Yeah, no, I agree.
that's for me the issue. I think what happened was, especially like a couple of the early games in the season, I think we actually played all right, but we just didn't get results because we didn't take chances or whatever. And I think it kind of snowballed to a point where we progressively, because we weren't getting the results, we progressively got worse and worse. And then now we actually don't play that well. I think there were some games early in the season where like we were making more attacking chances, but we just weren't taking them. And then I guess the whole squad harmony and like energy kind of went down.
Lack of confidence,
Exactly, yeah.
lack of momentum.
I like Ollie. Like, whether Ollie leaves or not, I still love him. But yeah, I don't know. There potentially are better qualified people for the job. I definitely say like the Ajax coach,
Yeah, I mean,
the Leipzig coach. Like there are other good coaches that I like. Would be interesting. Poch, but to be honest, like everyone's saying that, and like, but it's just like I don't know. Spurs is mad as well because I don't even know what's happened at Spurs. Like the season they're having, like I watched the Brighton game and they were just terrible. Like Brighton just ran them off the park, and I was just like, I don't know what's like these players. Like some players like Dele Alli, for example. Like remember when Dele Alli came on the scene, he was unbelievable. Like I watched him like, oh my god, and now I watch him, he's just like. He's like Jesse Lingard. Like he's just like bog standard. Like I don't see anything about him. I'm just like, but when he came on the scene, I was like, oh my god, Dele Alli is just like unbelievable. Like even Eriksen's kind of tailed off. Like,
Well, they tried to get rid of Eriksen.
yeah, that's why he's. I don't know, but it's all a bit weird. I don't really know what's happened at Spurs.
Yeah. No, it's a bit confusing. On to a more positive footballing note. We're in 2019, so we're approaching the end of the decade. And I've got together here a bit of a Premier League team of the decade that we can decide on. To make things a bit easier, I've got a list of players in each position that I've narrowed it down to.
Okay.
Is this biased in any way?
I've been pretty good. I've been pretty good here. I think the goalkeeper though will be biased, and I think it's pretty clear though.
Yeah.
Of this decade, yeah.
Yeah, of this decade. So the goalkeeping options, I've got De Gea. There's also Peter Cech in there, Courtois, Joe Hart, Kasper Schmeichel. Van der Sar was also a Premier League winner in this decade, I believe. And
I hope
Ederson.
you get it wrong, so someone fact checks you and just shuts you down.
He was in the team of the year in this decade. I checked these.
So am I picking each player in this?
Yeah.
Or we all pick a
We take
player.
one.
I'm
okay.
not.
So I think we all decide on a player. So we all agree.
We have to agree. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think De Gea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you look at some of them have been around for of that list you had, some of them haven't been around for the whole decade, but he's been there pretty much this whole thing.
Yeah, majority.
And
he also won a Premier League.
he won a Premier League, but also in a lot of those years, United were terrible, and the only reason we were half decent is because he was unbelievable. Like, I know he hasn't been that good like last year or whatever, but like if you're not a United fan, even the non-United fans know. But some of those games when I watched him, he was just. I remember actually was with Aaron once when we watched the United Arsenal game.
Oh, that was
he was unbelievable. Like we didn't deserve. We robbed that game. Like we robbed them. But
Jesse Lingard, Millie Rocket.
That's the only time that's the thing. I guess Arsenal we turned, but literally like we robbed that, and like for me like. Of those, he's been the most consistent in this decade for like the longest period of time. So yeah, I give it to De Gea.
Okay, let's go on to right back. So choices are Zabaleta, Kyle Walker, Ivanovic, Valencia, Sanya, and Coleman.
What about Trippier? Was he not right back?
I don't think Trippier gets into that list.
Probably not. Wait, can you repeat that list again?
So you got Zabaleta,
Yeah.
who is probably my choice, Kyle Walker, Ivanovic, Antonio Valencia, Bakary Sanya, and Seamus Coleman.
I only know a few of them, and I'll choose Walker.
I'd actually might go for this decade, Carl Walker. When did Zabaleta leave City? Do you know?
Not too long, because he only joined West Ham recently, and in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's been.
Because I don't think Zabaleta gets into the.
Actually, yeah, you're probably right.
Previous decade.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So it probably would be Zabaleta then. I was thinking.
I'd say
Carl Walker might be
Ivanovic
up there.
could have a shout as well. But Ivanovic could also
He left
be
like a couple
centre-back
of
or
years ago,
something.
though, didn't he?
Yeah,
Chelsea.
maybe.
I think Zabaleta for like.
But Kyle Walker's been consistent as well.
For me, it'd be between Zabaleta and Kyle Walker, but I'll give it to Zabaleta because he was. Kyle Walker's still got quite a few years ahead of him, I think. So
Yeah.
I'll go with Zabaleta.
Okay, left back, we have... So this is one player who could have been at right back, as Piliqueta.
Oh, yeah, true.
You have Patrice Evra in there, Leighton Baines, Kolarov, and Danny Rose.
See, like in my opinion, like Patrice Evra is the best left back of those guys, but I'm trying to think like he left United in what 20.
So Evra was there for David Moyes' season, which was like
But he wasn't.
2013,
none of them
2014.
none of them were any good in that season though.
But that was only one season.
Yeah,
so
so
that's
that's what I'm
2013,
saying, like, his
so that's still
United-
3 years within the decade.
I'm saying like his prime years were also some of them were in the late 2000s,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Like I think like
I do think we should think of prime. As in, not as in ever.
I'm looking at their whole. I'm trying to take the whole from 2010 to now. And be like in there. Like,
was their prime?
Yeah. Like if his best left back amongst those, Patrice Evra is definitely best left back.
Yeah.
But of those, I don't know. What were the? Can you repeat the list again?
So you got Azpilicueta,
Yep.
Patrice Evra, Leighton Baines, Alexander Kolarov, or Danny Rose.
Wasn't Rose injured for quite a bit of?
So I wouldn't have personally put Danny Rose in this list, but he actually was
him
in
in
like the last.
You put him in it though.
Yeah, no, I said I wouldn't have, but he was actually in the last like PFA Team of the Years, last 2 years, or last 2 of the last 3 years, or something like that.
Fair.
I'm going to be a bit biased on this one, but even though he probably wasn't at his peak, I guess, but in the few years he did play, probably still get to Patrice Evra. I think I'm just thinking like in those early years from like 11, 12, I still think he was quite like Patrice Evra was quality left back. So I'll be a bit biased, but I'll give it to Patrice Evra.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I would have. I might have given it to Azpilicueta. I really like Azpilicueta,
but I keep thinking he was more of a right back though. That's my only thing. I know he did play left back as well, but
yeah.
I think he actually played left back. Like when he
Played
joined,
centre back for I think their title winning year, maybe. I'm not sure.
and I also think when he joined, I don't think he was a left back. As in like, so he played left back, but the club he joined, I think it was Marseille. I think he actually wasn't a left back. So
And I'm talking about Leighton Baines. Leighton Baines feels like
actually,
he's been around for a while.
I'll give it to Leighton Baines. I changed my vote because I think in this of this decade, until recently, Leighton Baines.
I feel like Baines has been here for years and years. Though.
Yeah, that's why I probably would give it. No, I changed my vote. I give it to Leighton Baines actually.
Okay, let's give it Baines. Okay, now we're going to centre backs. So
Do we pick 2 here? Is that
yeah.
Oh,
let's
okay.
do
Are we
pick
just
two.
doing 4-4-2?
We might change it when we get to attack, but we go 4 at the back.
All right.
So we got Vincent Kompany, Van Dijk, John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic, Gary Cahill, and Jan Vertonghen.
I personally, I'm not even trying to be biased, but I don't think into Van Dijk just for longevity. Like I just don't think
No.
like
I think Kompany's one.
yeah, that's what I'd say
For certain.
Like if Van Dijk played, if we were in 2013 and he kept playing like this for another 3-4 years, then yeah, he'd be in the team. But like, I'm not saying he's any worse than those centre backs like as he is right now, but I just think he hasn't been there for long enough to do it.
Surely, if you pick Ferdinand and Vidic, surely you'd have to pick both of them together because I thought like they were like a package deal.
So I think Vidic was actually injured for large parts at the beginning of this decade. So I think Ferdinand played more consistently.
I'd probably say in this decade, they kind of did they tail off before John Terry though? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, they did.
And so
they did.
so because of that, I'd probably pick, if we're saying Kompany's one, I'd probably pick John Terry as the other one. Because I think he was still the centre back when they won the league. Right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd probably give it to John Terry.
Yeah. My heart will say Ferdinand, but I'm happy to give it to Terry.
If like I say, like
In this choice, yeah.
I think Ferdinand and Vidic, if you're talking about like mid 2000s to like early 2010s, then they were by far like the best centre backs. But like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so moving into midfield. So let's go. I'm going to say 4-4-2 just because the strikers, I think we need 2 strikers at least out of these. So centre mid, we'll go for. Actually, let's do right mid. So you got Raheem Sterling,
My boy.
Nani, Mohamed Salah, and Riyad Mahrez.
I thought Mohamed Salah was the right wing. Am I wrong?
Yeah, but he's
right
playing
mid,
right
right
mid.
wing.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. Oh, that's a difficult one actually.
Say that.
So I don't think Nani gets in.
Yeah, as in sorry.
I put Nani in. He was a PFA team of the year one of these years in this decade.
I don't think he's at his peak been as good as those.
No,
guys,
no.
though. So Sterling,
Sterling,
Mahrez.
Salah, and Mahrez.
That's tough. Do you know what?
It's between Sterling and Salah for me.
Mahrez.
But then
won
I
the
think when
Premier
Mahrez,
League, man.
and that Leicester season is unbelievable, man. He basically, like I know Vardy did as well, and so obviously Kante as well. But Mahrez was won them games single handedly as well. Like
I don't know if Mahrez. It's been one season. I don't know if. You
I think
can
he's still
count
good
him.
now, but as in that season for Leicester, he was like unbelievable.
Salah has also been unbelievable. He's not won the Premier League. I don't think that should be the criteria for you getting into it, but
yeah.
Sterling has won it
I'm sorry, hot overhead. for
more
me,
than a
Sterling.
few times.
I'd probably put Sterling's been in the league for longer, but
I think I'll go Salah.
I would go Salah. Yeah,
I think I'll go Salah.
Right enough. I'm not qualified to make this. I'm just a hot overhead right now. I'm just like Sterling.
like Sterling's been in the league longer, but I just think that Salah, like when he came in, just
Yeah.
tore out.
Okay, a left mid or left wing. You have Sadio Mane, Alexis Sanchez, Gareth Bale, or Eden Hazard.
Oh, I think that's easy for
Hazard,
me. I think
yeah.
it's got to be Hazard. Like,
Yeah.
if you're doing a team of this decade and you don't put Eden Hazard in, then I think that's
No, I agree. Okay, centre mid. So we're going for 2 here. You've got Yaya Toure, Kevin De Bruyne, N'Golo Kante, Fernandinho, Michael Carrick. There are a lot of these players. So David Silva, Santi Cazorla, Ozil, Matic, Lampard, Mata, Ericsson, Gerrard, Fabregas, Milner, Coutinho, Dele Alli.
Okay, I think De Bruyne has to be in there.
Really?
think?
I was actually saying David Silva, to be honest, in my head.
You've got Yaya Toure as well.
Do you know what?
And Kante. I think Kante's got to be in there.
I think that I know this is not the question, but if you were doing individual seasons, Yaya Toure had that one season where he was like I've never seen anyone play that in the Premier League.
Yeah.
He just like everything he did, free kicks, like dribbling from his own box.
Got like 20 goals from midfield.
Yeah, like that season he was unbelievable. Like best midfielder in the world by far. Even his whole work at General City was good. But for me, David Silva, if you're talking about the whole decade, through City being good, David Silva's pretty much been part of every single bit of it. So I would say, in my opinion, David Silva would have to go in there. If it was, that'd be one of my votes.
I'd be happy with Silva and Kante.
I would agree.
Kante won a Premier League with Leicester and then won its following season with Chelsea. Like,
Yeah,
I would be happy. I
yeah.
would be happy with Kante as well.
I think it's harsh on De Bruyne and Yaya Toure.
I think personally though, I'll just switch out Silva for De Bruyne because I think De Bruyne's just been, even though Silva's been a key part, I think this De Bruyne's just.
But I'm saying for the decade though, right? Because David Silva's been here.
I haven't followed the entire decade, so I'm
that's
not qualified. That's why like you two should decide, and then I'm just like the hot.
I think you can.
From what I've seen,
I think you can
I've
argue that. Definitely that De Bruyne at his peak has been better than David Silva at his peak. Like you can argue that, but I think if you're talking about longevity and you're doing team of the decade, then I would put David Silva in.
Fair enough. I'm basing off what I've seen, which is not a lot. So
Okay, we can convert this to a 4-1-2-1-2.
Whatever you're deciding the team, man. So
Okay, now strikers. I left 2 here because I think it's not clear.
Go on,
I
list
think I've
them
got
off.
two.
drop the names. Yeah.
Sergio Aguero, Harry Kane, Romelu Lukaku, Jamie Vardy, Wayne Rooney, Robin van Persie, Suarez, Tevez, Drogba, Berbatov, and Costa.
All right, Sergio Aguero.
I think
has
Aguero's
to be in
one.
the team. He has to be in the team.
I would go for RVP. His peak at Arsenal was in this decade, and his Man United career was in this decade as well.
Over Harry Kane. Harry
I think
Kane's
so.
been banging consistently.
Van Persie won us the title.
Yeah, I hear that, but Harry Kane, like, look at his numbers.
Heart overhead going in right there.
I love Robin
Man.
van Persie. I love Wayne Rooney as well.
I love Tevez as well, but
Yeah, I would. Yeah, Rooney's peak wasn't in this decade, I don't think. You could argue.
His was late 2000s,
Yeah.
and I think that Harry Kane,
Luis Suarez is there as well.
he was yeah. But then but my thing is that he left whatever halfway through to go to
is this Premier League? This is Premier
This is
League.
Premier
Okay,
League,
okay.
yeah.
yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, at Liverpool, he was unbelievable. Like he was just a great striker.
Yeah.
But I think for me, yeah, if we're all agreed on Aguero, for me, my vote for the other one would probably be Harry Kane because I just think like I didn't rate when he came on, but
I'd say RVP.
I don't think I'd go RVP, but I didn't watch much RVP as well, so I'm not qualified for that. What were the other choices? I heard Tevez, Rooney,
Harry Kane, Lukaku,
not Lukaku.
Costa, Drogba, Luis Suarez, Wayne Rooney.
I don't know. I would say Harry Kane just because I've seen Harry Kane play.
We will go with Harry Kane.
Yeah.
I'd
there's
put
not
an
a lot.
asterisk
There's
next to
not a
that.
lot in it. There's not a lot in it.
And then final choice is the
Aguero's,
manager.
Aguero's in it, right?
Yeah, Aguero's in
Okay,
it.
yeah,
Final choice is the manager. So I've got Ferguson, Guardiola, Jose, Antonio Conte, and Ranieri, and David Moyes.
You're taking a piss.
I like that. Do you know what? He's not the best manager, but I'd have to put Ranieri in just because
Yeah,
it was just like I'm not saying it goes against kind of the rule of the game, but I feel like that season to do that with that team, yeah, it was just
No, I agree with that.
There were probably better managers over the whole course of because Ranieri had he went to Fulham and it was all shit.
But
as in just for that season, it was just
Ferguson was still the GOAT in the first 3 years he was there. And I think Guardiola's been there for quite a while now.
yeah.
So
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there've been better managers in the decade, but none have done anything like that.
yeah, no, I agree. Okay, so just running through the team, we have De Gea in goal. 4 at the back, we have. Do we agree on Zabaleta? Or do we go Kyle Walker?
I think we went Zabaleta, didn't
Okay,
we?
Zabaleta, right back, Company, and Terry at centre back. Left back, we've gone with Leighton Baines, and then centre defensive mid, Kante. Left mid, Hazard. Right mid, Salah. Cam, we've got David Silva, and then up front we have Aguero and Harry Kane. And
I think
managed,
that's a solid.
managed by Ranieri.
I think that's a solid team. I'll let it, I don't know if there's a way for other people listening to comment on that, but yeah, if there's a way, let me know. Let us know what other.
You could tweet us, or I guess tweet the Third Wheel Instagram. We should have plugged our social at the beginning.
Just the Third Wheel FM everywhere
on Twitter. Yeah.
If you think one of us made a terrible decision, like tweet out. I think that's a solid team, though. I think that's a good. We might have missed if Aaron missed naming it.
Yeah, I
on
might
his
have.
list. Like, let us know.
Yeah, that Aaron. Yeah.
We only went on the list he gave us, so that's all I can say. But
We didn't even know this was happening. Like this is
He spun this on me.
No, that's a nice twist.
That's a solid team, though. It would do work in the Premier League. That team would put in.
But that would require all of them to be in at the same time, because I guess.
I'm saying if you had all of them in there. Actually, no, but it's like you said, like if we're picking on primes, Yaya Toure would get in there for me. Like Yaya Toure in that season was unbelievable. Like box to box, like he did everything. So, but across their work in the Premier League, yeah, I'd pick those guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if you lot have seen like the Colleen, Rooney, and
Mate.
I don't know if you want to comment on this, because I feel like there's some mad snaking going on here.
You know what?
Right, that Colleen Rooney was going to be my shout out at the end.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was going to be my shout out to Colleen. Fucking
I
dashing out snakes out there, left, right, and centre.
Unbelievable.
The way she did it as well.
through.
Oh my god.
Do you know what? I was bare smart. I was thinking like, I was actually at work, yeah, and I just went on Twitter, yeah, and I saw this tweet and I was like, oh, let me read this, yeah, because loads of people liked it, yeah. It was only on like 2,000 likes, but so loads of people I followed liked it. I started reading, I'm like, so she did this thing, she started like making up these stories, and she's like, and it's like, I get to the end, it's like, it's Rebekah Vardy's account. I'm like, raw, this is mad. I'm thinking like, and I liked it, and as soon as I liked it, I was like, I knew that this is gonna blow up, yeah.
Mate,
And
the
it just
internet,
went mad.
Oh, that was such a great day for Twitter.
Rather, I can't believe that it was to the Sun as well. Like, I can't. If you're gonna.
But what I was thinking is like, why? Like, how much must the Sun pay her to leak these stories? Because like, she's married to a good Premier League footballer, not like some shitty one as well. Like one who makes decent money, yeah. Like he's a good established Premier League footballer, yeah. Why would the Sun like? So I get why the Sun would want to pay someone like her because it's like gossip, whatever. But like, she doesn't need money, right? Like Jamie Vardy makes enough money. Like it's not like her kids are going to be on the poverty
Jamie
line.
Vardy denied it. You know
Did you know what he said?
Yeah. I've seen the thing.
But
about
he would
it.
have to say that, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
but there was-
got it back as well.
Yeah, she definitely did it. Mate. She definitely did.
I was trying to find the benefit of the doubt for, I guess, Rebekah Vardy here. The only thing I could have potentially thought of, which is I can't even find evidence of, that someone else takes control of her Twitter. Like
That's what she said.
Oh, that's what she said.
She basically was claiming that people had kind of hacked into her account and other people had access to it and they probably sold it. But I'm just thinking,
I'm not buying that.
yeah,
Nah,
I'm with, yeah. I don't just. It doesn't really make sense.
I watched her on I'm a Celeb to Get Me Out Here, and she was snaky
she
from
snaky?
day one, bro. You could tell.
But like, think how much the Sun must pay someone like her, because like, all right, if you had a partner, yeah, who earned like, let's say Jamie Vardy earns minimum like 100k a week, he probably earns more than that, yeah. If you've got a partner that's 100k a week, how much do I have to pay you to start leaking stories about other people?
Yeah.
to the Sun. To the Sun. Are you
exactly to the Sun? And she's a Liverpool fan, yeah, and Liverpool fans should, rightly so, hate the Sun. Everyone should hate the Sun, but Liverpool fans should definitely hate the Sun. So all I'm saying is, she must have been. I don't know how much they were paying her, but they must have paid her a decent bag to do that. But yeah,
Rooney's a nice woman as well.
I don't know a lot about her, but all I know is the way she solved that is really smart. Though, like
Mate,
blocking
she-
everyone on her story, so only one person can see. That is smart. Like, because you gotta like properly be. Like, she didn't explain in the note. But she was like, I have an inkling it's this person. Yeah. I don't know where she got the inkling from. But then making sure that she like put all these random bullshit stories up, and then because she must have been doing it, and then like one day I think one of them was like, she made up a story that her house got flooded or something.
Yeah.
And then like she must have written this, and like posted it on Instagram, and then like a couple of days later the Sun does it. She's like, yes, I know who it is now. So it's mad. Like the analysis she had to do for that.
She was so smart as well, because she didn't actually, in a statement, she didn't say it was Rebekah Vardy.
says that account.
She says the account.
You know what that is though? I think someone said, which is probably true. She probably got some legal advice.
Yeah,
when
maybe.
she wrote that note, because it doesn't. Otherwise, if she said it was her, she would have been liable. But because she says her account, which is true, then it's fair game. So
The memes after
Top
that
tier.
were unbelievable. I'm out on a link at the moment, like the 33 best memes from the.
it was unbelievable. They were like the thing is, it was like
not videos, so
all
can't,
kinds of different.
Oh yeah.
It was all kinds of different Twitter groups. There was like football Twitter, like Fiat 500 Twitter, like every Twitter group, like Black Twitter, like everyone was getting to jumping. And like when Twitter, like one thing I love about Twitter, yeah, like I think the main social medias I use are like Instagram and Twitter, yeah. But when something live happens, yeah, nothing beats Twitter. Like Twitter is unbelievable. Like the GIFs, the memes, I saw the VAR memes, everything. It was all coming out. It was just like.
Someone changed their Wikipedia to amateur detective.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like,
Clearly.
yeah. No, someone hashtag Wagatha Christie, and I was like, no, I'm dead. I was like crying. I was like, this is too much for me. They were just like, the responses on Twitter were just unbelievable. Like, I just don't know why she do it though. Like, why? Like, as in, I know she's getting paid, but as in, like, it can't be that deep, surely.
Bro, I gotta read one of these out. So this one is, Colleen's Vardy statement should be taught in English lit classes. It sets the scene intrigue. I can't say the word. Intrigue. How do you say this word?
Intriguingly.
Is that that word? Intriguingly.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, intriguingly. So I need still my one-to-one tutoring, as you can see. Shifts seamlessly to the hero's character's plan and that final line where the culprit is named via... I can't say that word at all. I can't read. I'm like Floyd Mayweather here. You want to just finish?
Yeah, you're the Floyd Mayweather.
I'm just taking a major L. I should have just let Aaron read.
Where the culprit is named via ellipsis is some of the punchiest writing I've read. Wonderful piece of literature.
All I'm gonna say is, I saw that tweet, and I honestly think if I was still at school and we did English, yeah, and my teacher told us to analyze this, I'd be well interested. I would be like, I used to hate English lessons, but if I was doing that, I would be locked in. I'd be there like, yes, I was looking at these tweets all weekend. I'm ready.
Just live for the gossip.
Trust me, like that's what teachers should make us study. When you start studying some book from like 500 years ago, no one cares. But this, I'd be all over that.
You're like this one. 6ix9ine has posters of Rebekah Vardy on his wall.
Yeah. I saw that. I literally saw, oh man, they were just top tier.
There's also one, Roma, the English Roma Twitter page.
Oh, it's an AS, like the football club. Yeah. When they like put a picture of blocking her account. Yeah.
That was joking.
They literally just, oh man, everyone jumped on it. I think Netflix tweeted something like, we're going to have to make a series about this.
If Netflix did it, that's like prime money.
I'd watch it, to be fair. If Netflix did it, I'd probably watch it, to be fair.
And then there's so many of those Eddie Hearn.
No context. No context. Eddie Hearn has honestly blown up Twitter. Like, I don't know who runs that account, but they just make him bank because every time he tweets, it's just Eddie Hearn is just a memeable guy. Like everything he says just turns into a meme.
Like a lad from Essex.
exactly like that.
Speaking of Eddie Hearn, so you may realize he's recently picked up the white collar boxing fight of a YouTuber, a favorite to me, Aaron, Yash, and so on. KSI. I'm not sure how much you follow him. Versus Logan Paul. Now, what are your takes on the situation? Before we get to the undercard and so on, what are your takes on the situation?
Well, like the fight in general.
Yeah,
like,
because I know you're a
getting into boxing, and
I think, to be honest, like the first one, like I followed the first one as well. Like even from like when KSI fought Joe Weller as well. Yeah.
Wait, did you come over to our
Yeah. That was when he wanted a knockout. You two.
I don't know if Nish did.
No. I watched it. I did watch the Joe Weller fight, but I didn't watch it with you lot. I watched it with one of my other friends from home.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure you watched it well. Do you know why? Yeah, because I was the only one. You wanted a knockout. A knockout never happened. Him and Yash wanted Weller to win.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I watched.
And I was there just.
I might watch the Joe Weller fight with you lot. I think I watched the first Logan Paul fight with my other mates from home.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's cool to be honest. Like I'm like at the end of the day, if you. For like YouTubers, whatever. Like, I'm not like I watch boxing, but I'm not like a diehard like boxing.
Yeah, same.
But at the same time, I'm like, at the end of the day, like these guys are doing more numbers than like so many professional boxers. So at the end of the day, like, and Eddie Hearn likes his money, so it's kind of like I don't blame him for jumping on it. I'm also like, some boxing fans are kind of be like, oh, like why are you doing this? Like, because there's going to be actual professional fights on the undercard for this. Like, I guess if
KSI Logan's now a professional fight, right?
Yeah.
As in, sorry, I mean like. There'll be like world championship level boxers on the undercard of this fight, and then they'll be the main. So I guess like for those people on the undercard, it might be a bit weird because you're obviously normally like you're fighting where the main event is going to be like two sick boxers, whereas like you're fighting there's going to be two YouTubers fighting, so it might be a bit weird for them. But like I think it's good. Like at the end of the day, like I think I probably agree with Eddie Hearn. I know he's going to say it because he can't just say he wants to do it because he wants to make money. But I think at the same time,
he has said it. I think he said it like for the numbers, but like
no, he said it. But I'm saying he's also kind of tried to say like, oh, but it's good because it'll get new fans into boxing and stuff like that, which is kind of true to it. I think both of these guys are going to take it seriously. There's a lot of like clout on the line, I guess, because like they've got big followings. Whatever.
Meme forever. Like, could you imagine?
Meme. I think to be fair, partly that, but I also say like KSI won obviously the Joe Weller fight, but like he didn't. Obviously it affected Joe Weller a bit, but it's not like he was ended on YouTube. Whatever. He can still make YouTube videos, or whatever. Yeah. So I don't think it'll be like the end of one of their careers or anything. But I think the downside, I guess, for these guys is because they're fighting professional. with no head guards, and the gloves are now lighter, I think, which makes I think they're lighter or whatever. They're better for like professional boxing. That everyone's saying that would be more chance of a knockout. So I think the difference is, I guess, Joe Weller didn't properly get knocked out. It's like if there is a clip of like one of these like getting fully knocked out, like you say, it'll probably will go on Twitter and whatever and do the rounds on social media. But I think it's good. Like I think like people get involved. A lot of people I know are interested in it. More so than I say, other than maybe like in the UK, like obviously other than like Anthony Joshua,
Tyson.
Yeah, and Tyson Fury. I think you have people like Dillian White. Like you have other main boxers, but I feel like this is attracting the same level of attention, if not more, than a lot of those guys at the moment. So it's saying a lot about how much like attention that this is getting. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think it'll be interesting. I think all I know is I saw the press conference in London and it looked mad, but it looked like it wasn't as good as the first one, the first time they fought, because I think that was just like anyone could get let in. Like I just remember, I don't know if they did this time, but last time, the first one, the crowd started chanting "suck your mum," and I was like, yes, that's the UK.
they did this one as well.
Did they?
Yeah, it was so a joke.
When I heard it in the first one, I just was like, this is UK. Like this is the country I know. Like you would never get that in America. You're not gonna get that in California. This is the UK.
That's why I came back.
I don't think it sold
for
out.
that exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think it sold out. I don't think the actual event has sold out. Like
Does it
boxing,
not?
yeah. In the UK, obviously sold out right away, but
It's at the Staples Center in
yeah,
LA.
it's 20,000 seats, I believe.
I think it will though. I think a lot. Apparently, a lot of like famous people. I think like Justin Bieber.
But they'll be given
like, Logan
seats.
Paul
Yeah,
and-
I've heard some of that.
They'll be given seats. So a lot of them.
people will tune in. Like I think, to be honest, like the company, like these boxing promotion companies, like they're only going to take it if they know it's going to do numbers and like because it's going to be like I think obviously like some of the previous boxing fights which are just free on YouTube. Like this is a full like pay per view. Like I don't think it's like the same price. I think it's like not as expensive as like,
I think that's a bit of a shame that it's not on YouTube for free, seeing as that is
where it all started.
like their audience.
I probably agree,
But
but
they
like
do have to make money back. As
Yeah,
well.
I understand.
I
that,
just
but
don't think Sky
it's a shame.
Sports. I don't think Sky Sports should be the ones owning it because they always bump up the price to a ridiculous level. Yeah, and
no, I think
felt-
it's going to be like £10.
No, they said it was £9, so basically £10. Yeah, but I think the Zone. I'm not sure if this is fully correct. I think they're doing it for free in the US or whatever. So if you have the Zone, because it's purely for boxing, you're basically getting a free fight there. So not only can we not travel, but instead, we have to pay for the Sky Sports price compared to like a YouTube. The last one was like £7. I paid for it. I'll pay for it again this year. Don't get me wrong, just so that we don't have to watch a dodgy stream. Yeah, but I just feel like just don't let Sky Sports own this just because they're going to rip us off for it at the end of the day.
But if it's any Eddie Hearn thing,
Yeah.
Sky Sports, like
That's just the truth of it. But
I think he has a deal.
Yeah.
Like all his deals are with Sky Sports. So if
they weren't involved till the UK press conference. It was only the Zone, and then when he basically gave in as like, oh shit, the UK press conference will do bits based on Twitter, etc. He's like, okay, you lot will get a UK press conference. Yeah, I give in. Yeah.
Like the main.
And that's when Sky Sports came into it.
But I think like DAZN are like the main guys backing it, and like they obviously you
Yeah.
can focus on the US market. But I think there was a lot of pressure on like for mainly fans on Twitter and stuff to like bring it to UK. I think it'll be good. Like obviously, it's a bit disappointing it's not free, but I get the scale that this is going to be at is like a lot. Like if you look at it from like let's say like from like the first Joe Weller one to like the first Logan Paul fight to like now, like you can just see like the scale's getting big. And even the first Joe Weller fight was still like quite a big scale. Like for a YouTube event, it was massive.
Yeah.
But now we're talking.
One. I think it was the biggest one. Like
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I'm saying that now, and now we're looking back at it compared to this event, and that's like small. So I'm saying like that's how like the levels of like how these guys are gone. So I think it's sick. Like I think it's good for like YouTube. Like it's just good for disruption in general. Like because I think
I'm a big fan of generally YouTubers getting onto mainstream.
that's what I think is
kind of
important. I
TV.
think like for us, especially our generation, kind of younger. I think a lot of what we do is like our media is consumed a lot more through like social media and stuff. Like we still watch TV and like stuff like that, but obviously like YouTube, like I have Netflix. It's not all like the standard like stuff that people used to watch. I think it's good like when they kind of diversify into different stuff. So I think stuff like that's like to me, I think it's really good. Like just new markets and stuff like that. So I say go earn your bag in it.
Yeah. And if they're good enough, KSI and Logan Paul, I think boxing's a sport they'll get found out.
Do you know what it is? It's
pretty
like you guys said
easily,
that. I think the reputation thing. I think it forces them to train so much.
Yeah.
I think like the it's just true with real boxers as well. But obviously, when you're a real boxer, like you've done this for years and years and years. But I feel like for these guys, like there's so much like it's like clout on the line that like you that fear of being like a meme or whatever is just like this is the thing that drives them or whatever.
because they have a profile in this one world, and then whereas the boxers usually don't have a profile in this world, apart from the newer generation, I guess. So now they're like basically allowing it to happen, and then if they like correctly open the doors, like as Eddie Hearn's trying to do for a new audience, then more people are going to try a profile. So then boxing will end up having a bigger following. More people may want to do boxing, watch it. So like, it's a really good thing. But I think, as Eddie Hearn may have said it in his own words, like, we don't want to be like dinosaurs getting extinct. Yeah, I'm not a boxing fan, but like, you can see, like, you want to like let in new fans. Just stop being so, what is it, like, closed off.
It's like a cult almost. Like, it's like, that's what I think. I think it's good because, like, yeah, like a lot of boxing fans, like, you have like boxing purists, and it's like boxing, I feel like it's different, bit different. Like, it's like football, like anyone can kind of get into football. I feel like football's so mainstream in the UK that like there's no like, obviously they're like diehard fans, but like there's no real like, because it happens every week pretty much. There's no like entry like to it. I thought boxing is like, when people talk about boxing, it feels like a very specialist thing. Like you need to like know about it and like understand like what's going on.
You kind of have to follow one person. They only fight. We don't have to follow one person,
but you just need to like, more like technique and like when you're watching it and stuff like that. I feel like
it's not frequent as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's like, yeah, there'll be people who know like, oh, like this person's fought like these last 5 fights against this person. It's just like, and like, I guess that's true with football, but because it's just more mainstream, like it's just more common knowledge to people in the UK. So I think that like
more people to talk about it with.
Exactly, that's what I mean. So therefore, like has a snowball effect. Whereas like, so for boxing, I think it's good for like a lot of younger fans where like seeing these guys get into it, and then seeing the undercard of like other, because I think like Billy Joe Saunders is going to fight on the undercard, and he's he's like a very successful boxer.
Yeah, I think I've seen him actually.
Sorry,
I think I've seen him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's like he trains with Tyson Fury. Like he's like a very successful boxer in his own right as well. But like it will expose like a lot of those fans who don't know about him as much to like that industry. So yeah, I think it's good for everyone. I think it's a win-win really.
Regarding the undercard, what do you think of the Anise and Gibb Jake Paul situation? I don't know if you heard much about it.
I think
Come on, Gibbo.
Mate, Gibbo won me money last night. Don't bet, by the way. Bet responsibly. I put money on the last fight. Gibbo won me money, and then I put money on KSI only to get finesse because it was a fucking draw. But yeah, I want Gibbo. If Gibbo like, hopefully Gibbo gets his fight on, because also this is going to come out very close to the fight. So we apologize, I guess, if we sound like we're talking in the past. Like,
yeah, I don't know when this is going to come out. But
hopefully the fight's confirmed by then. If Gibbo's fighting, I'm probably going to literally save 100 quid and just put 100 quid on Gibbo, because I know Gibbo's going to
got money like that, yeah?
It'll be funny if this comes out afterwards and Hamish is broke. So you not all need to like make sure you stream this so he can get his money.
Yeah,
back.
we just need some sponsors to come in.
No, I think it's good. Yeah, I saw a bit of, because he jumped on stage in the press.
Eddie Hearn put his hand out to get him up. That's what gassed me up. And like, I think Eddie Hearn knows that he has to.
I think, to be honest, like, everyone in the UK is like, who's following it, I think wants them to fight. Yeah. It was weird though, because it seemed like, from what I've seen of it, I haven't seen a lot of it, but it seemed like Jake was like ducking him or whatever. But then on stage he was kind of like, yeah, like, I'll fight him, whatever. So it seems like if that's how he actually feels, then yeah, they should fight. All I know about Gibb is he seems like he just isn't scared of anyone. Like he just seems like he'll have a fight with anyone. So.
Yeah, well, have you seen the Sky Sports Twitters on? I sent Aaron this tweet. Basically, they were on a mad one. Jake Paul's been ducking for so long, so they got a bit from his interview and how he was saying, "Oh no, I'll fight him if he's a bit more experienced, etc." But everyone knows Gibbs the only person that's available, and Gibbs actually got more clout than him. If you check the numbers right now, Gibbs actually the one.
I don't know if he has more clout in America though. That's
like
the only
Jake's not even getting views in America. If you compare it right now, Gibbo is on a madness here. And the thing was, his argument is, he doesn't have the views or anything. But Gibbs, if you check all his recent videos versus Jake Paul's, you're going to see that Gibbs the one getting views and not Jake. And what was the point I was going to make?
I don't know, mate. It was a bit. You said something about Sky Sports and.
No. But in this Gibbo Jake Paul situation, how could I forget? I went on such a tangent. I fucking forgot.
I felt like you were so passionate about it. I was like, he's about to deliver it, and then he's like,
the Sky Sports tweet. Basically, they did Jake Paul so fucking dirty, because they used his bit in his interview where he was chatting bare breezy, and he was like, talking about shit. He's like, I'm not ducking him. And then at the end of it, they edited it in from Gibbo's interview. They edited in, you can't duck big Gibbo anymore. At the end of it,
I think I saw this.
I was just dying when I saw that tweet. I was like, big on Sky Sports. I don't usually rate the Sky Sports stuff. So it's, for example, how they're hosting their thing, but I rated that edit so much. That put me in such a good mood that day as well. I was just like, I rate you so much for that.
I think I'll be happy to see them fight. I remember Eddie Hearn saying originally that he only wanted KSI and Logan to be the only YouTubers that fight. But yeah, I think he should have other YouTubers on it, because I feel like that's kind of where this originated from. And I feel like, I know for him it's like he only comes from the proper boxing world, but I think especially I'm not saying every YouTuber should get on there, but I think like them two would be a good addition to the card as well.
Yeah.
If anything, like to be fair, now
it's the UK versus USA thing as well.
I think the last 2 days I've been thinking like maybe like even Gib and Jake Paul on their own card is like
I don't know if
that would get Eddie Hearn more numbers, but like
I don't know if
everyone
he
wants
would do that though. I feel like he wants to try this YouTube thing now. They'll do it and then they'll kind of look back and see whether it's something they want to carry on or not. I don't think he'll kind of like line up loads of different YouTube fights for now. I think he kind of like this is like the biggest one at the moment. He'll do this. He might put other YouTubers on the undercard and then like he'll look at the whole event as a whole and be like, is this something we want to do again kind of thing.
I don't think there'll be another like YouTube boxing.
Unless like they win.
Unless
like,
it's
very
KSI
closely.
and Logan Paul again.
I think there'll be another YouTube boxing thing, but it might not be on like Sky Sports. Or,
Yeah.
Or
I mean, I don't.
whatever,
You can only do that with people like KSI and Logan Paul. Really, it's been a bit weird seeing. Just going back to the Sky Sports thing, the Sky Sports videos in my YouTube feed, and then seeing these YouTubers that I've been watching for a while.
It's just I rate it. I really do rate it.
They knew they had to get that. They needed they wanted the numbers in as well. So everyone basically has been chiming in. All these media outlets that always are hating on the YouTube scene. Just suddenly like everyone's like, let me just get these lot and get an interview with them. 1 million views just like that overnight. And I was like, gee.
It's good disruption though. Like, I think it's good for anything that kind of switches up the industry. I think it's good for it's everyone. People win basically because community team as well.
I agree.
So I think it's good.
Yeah, I guess we're done throwing punches at Jake Paul here, talking about how much he's ducking in. And we can get to like a question that you asked, I guess, a few months back when we were just chilling at Nando's with me, you, and Yash. But I love this question because of how deep it gets. So, yeah, I'd like you to ask that question. And if you're still listening to this point of the podcast, maybe you skip to this specific part because this is a quality part that could be about to take place.
So I mean, this is like one of those questions that all my friends if any of my friends are listening will always know I always ask this question. But it's a good icebreaker. Like if you ever meet someone, and it's just a good like. I think it's an interesting question to ask. But basically, I've asked Hamish. I don't think I've actually asked Aaron before, but I've asked Hamish.
I know one of his traits. I'll wait till you drop the question.
If you're looking at a partner, what are the top 3 traits in order that you look for in them? So there are some caveats. So like, for example, when I ask this question, you can't say something like you want them to be loving because that should just be a given, or you want them to be caring, like
or pretty or whatever.
Yeah, attractive, like, attractiveness and caring. For me, like those are like givens in a partner. Like you shouldn't. If your partner doesn't have that, like they shouldn't be a partner. So like, I'll let you guys answer, but
could you?
If I think it's too obvious, then I'll strike it out. But like, we have like flexibility over it. But yeah, I don't know which one of you wants to go first. But
well, I'll go first. But I want to say Aaron's first one is going to be they have to have a boyfriend. Already
that guy?
before,
Great.
Joking.
Aaron's a home wrecker. He's a home wrecker.
I'm so sorry, Aaron.
I thought you were going to come in with like an actual like a deep.
No, I thought about it,
Deep
but I was
attribute.
like,
You went
because
deep
the
a
amount
different
I was like probably taken on the podcast all day. I need to make sure that I'm evening out or one up if anything.
Oh, fair enough.
But yeah, the 3 traits I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about this question because this answer always changes. Yeah, so
That's why it's a good question.
yeah, so I think like the first one would have to be. I guess you have to be like the debate. Does honesty and realness count as like a trait?
Depends what you mean.
So like they'll like tell you as is if they have a problem with something you did. They won't like
Yeah,
be
that
like,
counts. That you're allowed that. So I've said that in the past as like someone who doesn't play games. It's like someone that like
so like honest/real. That's what I've written.
yeah. You can have that. Yeah, is that your number one?
I'm gonna permanently put that as number 1. I used to have music. If you may recall, I used to have music taste and has to have love for like pets, etc. In this, but I removed
that was
'cause I
number
realized-
1.
He had pets as one of his top 3. I remember.
But then
that.
I realized
And I
you
remember
could-
saying, I was like, is it that deep having a dog? He's like, yeah, no, it is that deep. Yeah, like.
You're
Yeah, but-
ruling out so many people because of that.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah, but it meant
I then
to
realized.
him it meant so much though. So
I then realized that they could learn to like accept the animal later on in life anyway. So hopefully that's not too much of an issue in it. The second one would be like I'd say is like an independent or like is like a boss, like independent. I don't know if you know what I mean. Like, I'm happy to for like obviously be the shoulders to lean on when they're needed, but like they're still like independent and like they're still
you can have independent, yeah. So
Yeah,
just
if
someone
that
that
makes
doesn't
sense.
have to.
maybe not too clingy if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah.
if I'm on a night out, like you know that I'm not gonna do something silly
Yeah,
anyways.
Neo, Miss Independent.
Yeah, pick up
Banging.
that song.
Yeah, that is true.
And I think my third one is like, so I've written like the alternatives as I'm not sure the correct way to say it. So like they work hard or like has goals or is ambitious, if that makes sense.
I
don't know
would
if that's a
say
given.
that I've got a similar trait to that. I think it kind of comes under, it's like ambitious / driven kind
Yeah.
of person.
Yeah, that's what I'm basically. Those are the they may change once I hear your current ones, I guess.
To be honest, I feel it's a good it's a good question because even over time they change.
Yeah.
As you as a person change, your traits or you realize new things other people say, you always go, oh yeah, like that's a good idea, or like I actually really rate that. So go on, Aaron, you can hit us.
I don't know
with
if you're prepared for this question.
All I know is apparently you're a bit of a home wrecker. That's all I'm hearing.
I haven't. Well,
Not
see
recently.
what I had to think about the question, and I think you're just going to shut me down for it. But I do not have 3 traits I look for in a girl.
Aaron just wants her to be thick.
No, I mean I wanted to have everything. I'm a bit. There's no like.
But you can't say that because like
No,
everything includes traits and the opposite of the trait. So like you can't have everything. Like,
but I don't become interested in the girl because I'm like.
Yeah, but what are like
she
3
has-
things
she's
that
got this,
help
she's got
get
this,
your
she's got
interest
this,
in her, I guess?
specific things.
No, that's not what the question means though. But it's more like as in. So when I ask question, it's not like I look at a girl and be like, okay, here's my checklist. Does she have these?
Yeah,
things?
yeah.
But it's
like,
more like, but
that was kind of what it sounded like Hamish was getting at though.
no, okay, that's not what I mean. But
Wait,
it's more like
what? No.
what I mean more like you meet someone and you really get along with them, etc. But like if you look at your types that you of partners that you've liked in the past or you like currently, like what are some of the traits that they happen to have? Not a case of I don't think people should go out there and go like, oh, because a lot of times your stereotypes are wrong, right? So like you might think you have this type and you meet someone who is completely different and you go, oh, actually, I really like that still. So I don't think you should have that kind of like checklist mentality, but you can look at like the types of people you've liked in the past or you like at the moment and you kind of go, what traits do they have and what are the kind of similar traits that kind of suggest what the type of people are kind of more like. So it's not like a checklist, but just similarities that you've looked from the kind of people that you like.
See, normally I like the girl first before I know anything, and then
How does that
I'm
work though?
like-
How do you see? Some other people have said this to me as well, but I'm like, how can you like someone when you like don't know anything about them?
no, you know,
He looks
you
like
just
a girl on the train. He's like, "Fam, that's wifey." Like,
Is it, no, it's just
don't
like she
like-
looks back at
He'll
him and he's
message
like,
you,
that's
it's
it, yeah.
He's like, I saw her smile at me, and he'll be like, text me like, I
She
think I
stared
found
at me
wife.
for like 0.1 seconds. That's it.
no, you kind of I don't know, you just get to know or spend more time with a girl, but then there's no.
But there are
there's
some girls that you'll spend time with, and you know it's not. They're not for you, right? And there are some girls you will spend time with, and you do know.
or it's just the thought just doesn't come across.
But that's what I mean. But if you look at the
Your head.
ones where you do feel like there was something, like, do they share anything in common?
Yeah, of course you share things in common.
No,
but
not
I don't-
between you and her. I mean, like, do the times where you felt like you've talked to someone and you've had that, like, I call it a spark, right?
Yeah.
Like, between you and them. Have you ever felt like that? But those people that you've had those moments with, that they have anything in common with each other, like that's to kind of suggest that you have a certain thing traits that or characteristics that you like.
Yeah, they were taken.
English is right. So yeah.
Sorry to those girls.
I don't know, like
they are.
Do you want us to give you some examples of traits, or do you
I don't know, like intelligence.
what kind of intelligence? Because there's like emotional intelligence, and then there's like book intelligence.
So
Emotional intelligence is like more like understanding,
Just
like
both, man.
nah, but we split them.
See, the thing is,
okay,
these,
you can have that. You
these-
can have that.
These like what I'm saying is these.
Are you saying you don't know how to categorize these?
No, it's not like when you say like girls I've liked in the past. I generally, at the time at least, like they were perfect. Like I couldn't like find like they have everything in common
Bro,
with each other.
That was so wet.
That's I know, but like that's I'm a heart over head person.
I hear that.
Like, I just
so you're
go-
basically saying you met these people, but okay,
like yeah, they have
they have what
and it's
though? They
like-
have what? What is that they have?
they just have it.
It's just because
They
they
just
looked at you.
have
They just
my
'cause they
heart.
looked at you. They just looked at you
Some
like-
people are like cringing and listening to this. Like,
They're gonna
No,
throw up listening to Aaron. Oh, they were perfect. Oh. I've got
No, they're okay. Funny. I could name so
funny. You
much,
can have
though.
funny. You can have. Yeah. So what are your top 3? That's what makes it hard.
And top 3. That's
That's why it's a good question.
you could have music
Yeah,
taste
if-
as one.
if-
You could have music taste as one.
If I was just saying list off the
but
traits,
music taste. That's like okay. They like a pop song. I can't have that.
see,
do
to
you
me,
mean,
I
like-
wouldn't actually say music taste because I think like what I would say is like, I don't mind if they don't listen to the same time as same type of music as I do, but it would be a nice benefit if they did. But it wouldn't be like a make or break. for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
So
But,
it
like,
wouldn't,
they
it wouldn't
could
be
get
it
it,
wouldn't
yeah.
be top 3 for me. But I get
yeah.
if that was the case for you or other people. But yeah, anyway, you could have that if you're something like that if you wanted to, or you could have something like you can have like. A standard one that I'd probably say in mine is like humor. I don't know if it'd be top. It'd probably be one of my top.
Like
three.
funny.
humor and funny. That I'd put that under the same kind of.
Yeah. I'm saying that can be
stuff,
that
you know?
that as one trait you can have. if you wanted to. I'd probably put that in my top 3. I don't know which place, but it'd be one of my top 3. I need to.
Yeah, I mean, if
you have to have banter.
if they're not funny, I wouldn't probably be.
Wait, I thought funny was a given. Like,
If they're not funny, I wouldn't get on
I've
with
had this debate with a lot of
You know what I
friends,
mean?
and I think that some people might disagree, but I think that the funny thing is that like some people can have quite serious relationships, and when I say serious, I don't mean like long term or anything. I just mean serious as in like they enjoy each other's company, but they don't necessarily have a lot of bants. Like I think there are genuinely couples out there that do function like that. So I don't actually think that it's kind of funny, and humor is kind of like borderline whether it should be allowed in this or not. But I've said in the past that I think humor should be allowed because I know certain couples where I'm like, you don't really have a lot of bants, but they're happy together. So I'm like, well, I don't know. It's not like, whereas for me, it's like critical. Like if we can't have a laugh like all the time, then like
I need to change my top 3 then.
Yeah. Then that's kind of. I think that's just going to be in everyone's though.
no, but that's what
you
I'm
say
saying. I
that.
don't think it'll be for. I don't actually think it will be for everyone because I think like for us, like we all just chat shit all the time. So I think for us it is right. But I genuinely think there are some people that you'll meet and you genuinely and they genuinely don't. It's not like that. Like they're more motivated by other things rather than just humor. Whereas like for us, like I think part of the fact that we chat a lot of shit is the fact that you need someone that you can like bounce off with and also chat shit with, etc. So that's why I think the humor. I think you're allowed to say that because I don't think it applies to everyone, in my opinion. So if you want to have humor, you can have that.
If you want time to think, then let me just switch my top 3 up because if humor is not given, then I would basically remove the independent boss-like thingy and put humor there. So like humor would be second, or like first, like it's close with honest and real. Like,
But like, okay, you take that and like.
can humor not be like gained as well? Like music taste can be gained. Can humor...
I actually don't. Music taste can be, but I don't know if humor. I feel like either you have that kind of bants about you, you don't. Like I don't know. Like how often do you see someone that has like, for example, like certain people that listen to
This guy wasn't funny before he met us. You know what I mean?
No, but what I'm saying is, yeah,
And that's still debatable.
no, but no, but what I'm saying is, yeah, certain people will listen to this, yeah, or us people like us. And think we're not funny, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah,
get people
yeah.
that don't
You can
like.
go fuck off. Like don't listen. Dickheads.
No, we
Man,
need to
didn't mean it's
listen.
more like that deep. It wasn't that deep. I wasn't having to go. But all I'm saying is like they might be funny in their circles with whoever their friends are, and we'll be funny in like to us, right? But what my point is that like I don't think some people who come from different circles would ever find the certain things that we find funny. Like they just they'd have their own humor on different. So it's like you could say they're funny still in a way, but
So
like
you're saying like similar humor, the same.
exactly,
themes.
yeah. When I say humor, I mean like, yeah. So I can bounce off them, like and they can bounce off me. Like not like if I can laugh, but like they're never gonna find what I find funny. Then it's not really.
Yeah, you don't want to reach. Like you just want it to be there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah.
similar. Like you share the same humor, or whatever.
So basically, here's some of the traits that you said. You said funny, intelligent.
You can have those.
You can order
too.
them in it however you want.
Yeah, but then as well, I would
Oh my days.
when you said so independent and also ambition, they're like another 2. Like I wouldn't.
That's why picking
As in
3.
you want those two.
Yeah, but then like, see, look, we're on 4 now.
Yeah. So you're.
But
There you go.
there
quick,
wouldn't
quick
be.
mouse says
if-
that you're.
But if a girl didn't have any one of those, and maybe even more,
No,
Yeah,
that's
I
my,
wouldn't
that's,
necessarily
that's my
agree.
exact point of this. Is not our ultimate.
but
list.
they're all equal to me. They're not. There isn't like a top 3.
No, but you have to pick. That's the name.
No,
of it.
that's what I'm saying.
That's why this is like a 4-hour, 5-hour
Like,
combo.
but I wouldn't be interested in someone who didn't have like.
We're not saying they
Carry
won't
on.
have
No,
the
I'm
other.
not saying. My question isn't if they have to have these 3 things. If they don't, that's it. Or
That's
or,
kind of saying top. Like you can
But-
kind of make do without.
No,
No, you can't.
You can have a list
You
of
prefer
20
1
if
to
you
2.
want. You can have a list of 50, but these are just your top 3. The list doesn't mean.
But then why are they top? They're just a list. It's
But
just
why are you
3
being
things.
difficult, fam?
It's
What
just
the
3
fuck's
things.
wrong
Then.
No. The reason
Bro,
they're
you're
top-
lacking
the
intelligence.
reason-
That's what you're fucking.
No, the reason there's a top 3 is because it makes it hard for you to answer the question, which is what's happening right now. Because if I just said list of traits, anyone can just go, yeah, I like this, I like this, I like this. Like, the reason that this is a good question is because it makes you really think about what other things you value more than others. What are things?
But the
out
thing
of
is, I don't value any.
do you know what I think is interesting though? I think that if you actually
or at least I
if
don't
you get
think
in a
I do.
relationship with someone, I think that you'll start to realize different traits that you do value more or less than other traits. Like right now, you might think they're all equal, but I think if you start living with someone, you start spending a lot of time with someone, I feel like you probably will work out certain traits are more important than others. So, for example, like here's one that Hamish said about like the realness or openness, or whatever. I feel like you might say that's all equal, but I reckon if you start being with someone and they start not being like that, that could be a lot worse than say the like ambition for some people. Like this is so for example, if you're with someone and like they're not honest and open in the sense of like they keep like not trusting your nights out, or they keep like lying about where they are, or like little things that even though there's no reason they should, that's just how they are. Like to me, for example, that would be a lot worse than like you not having the same level of ambition that I have. Like it's not like the ambition.
When I say ambition, I'm not saying they have the same level as I do. I'm just saying like they want to.
Okay, but like, even if they had no ambition, like I probably wouldn't date someone that had no ambition. But at the same time, like it would, I could deal with that more than someone who was constantly like behind my back, or like never being straight up with me about how things are. If there's something, if I'm doing something wrong, just telling me like that to me is like
Don't
really,
talk in riddles, yeah, like
that. Yeah, that to me is like really important. Like that honesty where we can both be like, if I'm doing something stupid, like I will happily put my hands up, like, but just tell me, like, don't go around telling this person, oh, like he's doing this, he's doing that. Like I just like need the honesty of like I can happily put my hands up and say I'm doing something wrong. So that's what I'm saying. Like I think there's levels where certain things are more important than others. But like, again, the funny thing to me is the humor thing is really important. Like I think that to me is critical. Like to me, that is that important. Like if I can't have banter with you, like nothing else really matters that much. Like if I can't banter with you and like when I'm with you, I'm really feeling like I'm having a good time. Like and like it's all like conversation flowing, like the banter's flowing, all that stuff. Then yeah, it will never. It's that important. It's like you said, like when you meet someone, you're saying like your point is that has to be there in order for you to even have that conversation in the first place.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that to you must be critical because it's so important. The fact that the first thing wouldn't even happen without that. That has to be there. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But then there are a lot of attributes then that you just don't know at the beginning when you start to like someone.
Of course, yeah. But I'm saying like,
so you're saying they're not. You wouldn't really classify them as.
They are, but you have to pick like
three.
some you could potentially do it better than others. So I'm saying like if it was like what is the most important ones in your head?
Maybe, yeah. So like maybe you like them to be like bossy or something. Like you know you like to be.
Aaron likes being dominated.
Yeah. That's the title for this one.
I've just thrown you under the bus there.
Your mom dominates me.
I knew you were going to say that.
Dickhead.
Oh, you can have. I'm gonna say I'm gonna do yours for you because you can't do it. I'm gonna say humor is number one on yours. You might change it later, but just given the fact that you're saying that the conversation has to even be flowing for you to start talking to someone, I think that that banter and humor and that good connection, that sense, that has to be number one. Number two for you, what are the other things you said?
Wait, what were the ones that were default?
You can't say something like caring or attractive or like the loving person because that's.
When you say caring, what?
I think if, in my opinion, like if you're looking, I'm talking about partner, yeah. So I'm talking about if you're someone you want to be with, like they have to be caring. Like, they have to be caring about you. Like if it's like not caring to everyone, but caring about you. Like you can have caring about the world in general. That you can have, but like caring towards you, like I don't think you can have because like a partner should be that, like by default. Like I don't think that's like every partner should be caring to the other person. Like otherwise, you're not really a partnership. So so you can't have that, or you can't have like, oh, I'm attracted to them because again, you should be attracted to the person you're with. So, but the humor thing you can have. I'm trying to remember what some of the other things that you said were. The humor thing.
I said intelligence is one, but that's kind of like, I mean, if we're going really into it, I mean, I'm not asking them to be fucking Einstein. Like, I just mean they just.
But you can have
they can do 2 + 2, you know, and they can. Yeah, you can have.
So Aaron's
you can hold a conversation.
They have to have the intelligence for your humor.
No.
Not
His
even
three,
that.
his three
Like,
are humor, intelligence, and she has to have a boyfriend. That's his three. That's Aaron's three. If you meet those
but then
three,
intelligence as well. If
you have a boyfriend and they're looking for a side piece,
Aaron is just drop them a DM and he'll be ready and waiting.
He'll be texting you, "I love you" by the end of the next week.
He wants to be dominated. Nah, but yeah, I'm trying to remember what my three were actually. I think I had similar ones to some of the ones you said. I think the humor thing is probably like, definitely number one. I don't think the music thing. The music things I would like, but it's not.
I remember that was like when we first spoke about it. But as I said, that was like a 4-hour conversation, and I figured out that it doesn't matter if they
it's
don't
not
like
the
music.
end. Yeah, it's not the end. Of
For example, Aaron started liking the music I like just because he started hanging around me.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
like anyone can pick up music taste. So
yeah, definitely.
It didn't bother me afterwards. I was like,
I don't think that's that critical. The ambition thing for me is quite critical. I think someone that's like ambitious and driven to the point where like they don't just say, not just saying that like you want to do stuff, but actually like making sure like I don't really care what it is. I don't care if someone wants to like make like £1 million or they want to do this, like even if you just want to do some like something humanitarian or whatever, like music, career, acting, I wouldn't really mind. But just someone that is passionate about it and like actually like is going out there to try and like achieve their thing, like that's like quite important to me.
So on the ambition one, I did initially think of that, but I guess that's a case where I'm kind of like, okay, it's not as important as something else to me. It's like I think you can have someone who's just chilled And like, as long as they're happy, and yeah, if they're happy with.
So yeah, I
where
guess for
they're
me,
at,
that's why I say we probably differ then. I think like for me, like I need, because I feel like I'm quite
It's nice.
ambitious.
It's nice. I think it's nice if someone's got ambition, striving to like do something better all the time. But
I just think that's like a mindset thing for me. Like I feel like you have to. It's not even, again, like I said, like not about career or anything like that. But it's just like whatever it is you want to do in life, like just
Do it to the best of your
apply yourself to it.
okay, yeah. I mean, I agree with that then.
But
Like,
to me,
fully.
that's like probably like a top 3 trait. Like I just think like I don't care. I don't care like if you're not the richest or whatever. Even if it doesn't actually end up working out as you doing exactly what you
At
want.
least you tried, you know.
Yeah. Like that's like my like how I live my life. Like I want to, like me personally, like I would regret not trying something. So I feel like I want to be with someone else that like has that like passion and drive, like at least try and do whatever it is that they love doing. So it would be pretty important to me. I don't remember my third one. I think my third one was similar to like your like realness one. So I said like yeah, just someone like I can't be dealing with like when certain girls I know and certain guys, they do these mad games where they're just
Name
like
them.
they're just, I'm not naming any names, but I've heard stories like certain people, like someone won't text back for a few hours and then someone will, if the other person will see that in the relationship and then like because of that they won't text back for another few hours just because of that. I'm like,
that's
this
so
is
funny.
just F. Like people, if you move like that, you're mad, like you're crazy. Like you people, like you have too much time on your hands. Like, there's no way. See me, anyone that knows me knows I'm a horrible texter. Yeah, I'm rubbish at texting. Like I'm dead on WhatsApp.
You've improved, to be fair. Apart from recently, you've become bad again. I don't know how this has
I'm
happened.
terrible. Like, I'm shocking. So for me, like, obviously, it was my girl. Like, hopefully, I'll text her a bit more. But but at the same time, yeah, no. But just generally, like, yeah, that game thing. Like, yeah, I just want someone that's like straight up. Like, obviously, couples have good moments, bad moments, whatever. But if you can be real about it and like, you're actually, that's probably one thing I would say. That's maybe I would. It kind of leads on to this, but it's a different point. But like, people that are stubborn, like, I can't deal with that. So it's like. There's one thing realizing like being real in terms of like saying like, okay, I don't like this, that's fair, but there's a point where like I'm not stubborn. So if I've done something wrong, I'll admit, like if I actually understand like where you're coming from, I get it, I'll be like, yeah, I'll put my hands up. But if my partner can never do that and always thinks like, oh, I'm never wrong, whatever, I'll just go mad. I'd just be like, because obviously I'm not saying like I'm perfect, but obviously
That's Aaron.
certain times, what, are you quite stubborn?
No, I think I'm quite similar to what you just said.
And I was in like, you would also.
I am stubborn to a point, and then once.
Maybe at first.
I wouldn't even say I'm that
accept
stubborn.
defeat.
Like, I have my points of view, but if I can.
As in, I'm not stubborn when it comes into like I'm stubborn when it comes to something I really believe in.
But as in, I would always
want
listen I would always listen to my partner, or whoever I'm having this debate with, and I'd be like, okay, like, do I actually understand where they're
Yeah,
coming
no,
from?
100%.
If I actually turns out that I actually change my mind, I'll happily be like, okay, like, yeah, I think that, like, yeah, you're right about this. But I also expect that from my partner, so I expect her to be like,
Yeah.
if she does something that I really don't agree with, whatever, and she can understand that view, then she's not always gonna be like, yeah, no, you're wrong. Like that wouldn't work for me. So that'd probably be my third one. You haven't got a third one because you're just waffling. So we're just
No, I want all of these stuff, man.
Yeah, but
Aaron's a
like
great.
you saw, I switched something out of my top 3 just because
Man, your 3 were dead though, like dogs and cats and like Skepta. Like what the fuck are you on about, mate?
Nah, you know what it is? No, but that's why it's a good question. Like honestly, yeah. Anyone that's listening to this,
Aaron's
yeah.
so triggered.
If you're brave and you listen to this, yeah. Tweet your 3 things to these guys, yeah. See if you got anything.
But in your 3 as well,
Initial
sounded more like 3 things you didn't want, which I think is easier. Like top 3 things you definitely
No, so
don't
it was
want.
like no, because like humor, the
Okay,
openness
yeah,
thing,
humor.
like being open,
Yeah.
and I guess I don't know what the opposite of being stubborn is, but like I'm saying someone that's willing to like hear your opinion and understand and not just be fixated.
maybe
on
even
things.
eventually, like you don't have to understand right away because even I wouldn't understand.
No,
maybe
it's
the
not
first
always
lots,
that's definitely me not saying that she should always just be like, yeah, you're right. Like to me, like I don't want someone that's a pushover. I want someone to challenge what I always think, but at the same time, like if it turns out that I am actually right on something or something does really matter to me that much, that she can understand that point of view. I don't think they're necessarily all things that are like not this, but
So could I take top 3 things I don't want and then reverse it?
yeah, go on.
Okay, go on, try.
Okay. Tattoos.
Is that deep to you? Tattoos?
No, it's not.
What if she's got like a little ankle tattoo? Is that like?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because like some girls have like, oh, she's got a whole.
Okay,
sleeve.
nah, scrap that. Yeah.
Can't have a whole sleeve. Nah, I don't think.
I have
I
it mad. Like a little 6ix9ine tattoo on her. Yeah, go on. What are your 3 things you don't want then?
Okay, I thought this was easy, but Isn't that easy?
Basically, if you've got a boyfriend, Aaron is ready and available. That's what we know.
I'm thinking of like turn offs.
And if you're one of them that is listening that he's tried it with, we apologize.
Now you just thrown him fully under the bus.
Fantastic.
We'll let you move on from this, as you don't have a.
That's what your mom joke.
No, I'll have a think, and then when you come on for part 2,
Party?
I've already been invited back.
Bro, you know how long it is to get here, fam?
Yeah, we gotta find us a better and easier. Aaron doesn't live in London. If you ever saw any of you lot,
No, I'm in London,
That's
bro.
a lie. He does not live in London.
I'm inside M25.
Honestly, I think I've got some London Midlands train to get. It's a myth, man. It's a myth.
We don't want to give away the location, right? Yeah, basically, this is the first time we also did that at his house. We've been on tour till today.
Yeah, I'm the first one here. It's been mad.
But Aaron, come on, 3 traits.
We can leave it for now if you want to
You
come
guys
back.
actually stress me out.
If you want, we'll go on something else.
I love everything about people.
Aaron just loves personality. He's
Stop
all about.
begging it, fucking you little dickhead.
I'm just...
Stop acting like you're the people's person.
It's right.
If the heart wants you, the heart wants you, man. Doesn't matter what traits you have.
Oh, white guy.
It doesn't matter. Honestly, man.
He's saying this, yeah. When we stop recording, he's gonna be like, nah, fuck all that shit.
I'm gonna keep it recording off. I can edit that clip. Yeah, right off.
He's gonna be like, yeah, I know they're listening, and then once it's done, I'm like, nah. What was all that about? We'll let it slide. You can go on to something else.
So you said, what was it? Humor?
I'm
Mine was
no,
me.
his was. I mean,
his was humor, intelligence, and having a boyfriend.
yeah, okay. And yours was?
Mine was humor, like being kind of straight up. Humor, like ambitious and driven, and then being like straight up and honest.
So, yeah. And
But like, does that mean you favor them over like?
No, it's just it's not like a checklist. Like, honestly, the way I see it is like the answer always changes. Yeah, like even my answer always changes. But it's just like general things where I'm like, I think those 3 things are pretty critical for me to ever consider you as a partner. Like if you didn't have those, I'd say actually probably for those.
So they're still like
they probably are make or break those ones. I'd say the ones I actually listen.
like you wouldn't click with them if they didn't
exactly
have
like
these three traits
for me,
anyways.
for example, if you didn't have the humor thing,
that's
we
it.
wouldn't click. If you didn't have the ambitious thing, I think in a long-term relationship, I don't think we work because I feel like it's just something that's so important to me that I think I'd find it difficult if the other person didn't have it. And the like openness thing, again, I think like if we were in a relationship, I just don't think it'd ever work. Like if I knew that's how you acted, I can't really deal with that like childish behavior. I'm like, nah, that's not for me. So,
but neither can I. That's what I mean. That's what.
Okay, so
what
then
I'm
it's
saying.
critical for you. Then that's critical for you.
Yeah, but so
yeah, so a
like the
hundred
other
other
stuff.
things, but like that's why it took us like 4 or 5 hours and 2 different Nando sessions. Yeah, just to clarify, like this wasn't obviously. That's why I told you to prepare for this one.
I'm just saying skip you because you're just waffling. So I'm just like,
well, I guess my ones to reiterate were honest, real as first, honest/real. Second one was humor, and the third one was works hard, has goals, driven, ambitious. Because I feel like those. If I'm not gonna click with you on my humor or anything, it's already over. Like,
yeah,
and there's no chance of me considering you because that means if I wanted to crack a pun or something or like or another joke at any random point, it's just not gonna work. Like,
I mean, you're just assuming though she has like a certain level of
you don't have to.
right.
Why?
for his type of humor. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, because I'm intelligent.
Yeah, so
person.
kind of,
Thank you.
and when yours is like ambitious, like they've got some sort of intelligence.
that
No,
doesn't
but
mean
it's not intelligent.
that just means they're
like you
But
can
when I
cover
mean
it.
intelligence, I don't mean like book smart or nothing.
what do you
they're
mean?
just
No,
can handle themselves.
because what I would
You
say is
know
like you come
Or
from a
like-
background where like you.
I'm not saying they need like 10 GCSEs, 4 A levels, a degree.
So when
I
you
mean,
say
that's-
okay, what
mean-
do you mean? Because like I would say like I
I'd
don't
be too
really
young
care.
for you if that was the case.
you have people who are just fucking idiots.
Have you
And
looked in the mirror?
they like
To be honest with you, yeah, I do get what you mean, but at the same time, I think if you were someone like that,
just not that. That's what I'm saying.
okay,
Not a
maybe
fucking
not, but I
idiot.
don't think that's. I think
You know
that's
what I
kind of a separate point
So
for the ambitious
you
part.
actually like an independent because like you don't want to, I guess, like you're like, or you don't want them to be like an idiot or anything, but you want them to still go about their own way. Like,
I just live their life, man.
yeah, so independent. So I guess independent is one of them, kind of, depending on your definition of that.
Yeah, like
Aaron just can't name 3.
Oh, you're so fucking difficult to deal
Well,
with.
what we're gonna
sometimes.
do is we're gonna make Aaron a dating profile after this, and he'll list all the
Right,
qualities
he
he
has one on
likes.
every
In it. So if you find him on one of those dating websites, then you'll find out the answer to Aaron's question.
Everyone that's listening to this is probably a man. I'm joking. That would have been peak if it was.
But yeah, we can let it slide for now. Right?
no,
We'll let it slide.
this is stressing me out, man.
Well, I guess we'll leave that be. Maybe we'll leave that to be continued, and maybe a future
I'll
episode.
come back next time and you ask me again.
when you're bothered to make this trek because this is a hell of a journey. But yeah, I guess we've been going for quite a while. I think it's time we get to our final questions. I don't know if you prepared for these or if you wanted to change them, but we're just going to go with what we have. So the first one is one thing you wish you could change in the world, like maybe by snapping your fingers or like just kind of like right away. What is one thing?
One thing I'd change the world, that's a good question. I don't know. If I could change...
Some of these girls to not have boyfriends. That'd be nice.
That's what I was thinking. Nah, not even that. Just like, I don't know. It'd be, in an ideal world, it'd be cool if everyone had equal opportunity. Like, I just think that, like, we're all really lucky, like, I guess where we come from, like, living in England and stuff like that. And I feel like some of the stuff, like, I've watched, like, a few documentaries on Netflix, like, some of the stuff that Bill Gates does, for example, like, for his charities, and, like, when you see certain people, like, certain diseases that like are completely eradicated in like the UK and stuff, and like people still die from them in like Africa and stuff like and other like poor areas. It's like it just makes you realize like we're really lucky. So I guess like for me it'd be cool if like I don't know how it would be done, but just like if we could all have even stuff like privilege and stuff like that. Like if we could just like say like everyone gets equal opportunity and like life is kind of like what you make of it. I think that'd be kind of cool. So yeah.
And do you want to take the second question?
I would take the second question, but you prepared the notes and you put 2 questions under the second question.
You can see they're really well prepped. They're experts at this.
Oh, fuck.
So you ask the second question, I'll ask the third question. Okay, I'll just choose one.
Yeah, Aaron, yeah.
Okay, one piece of advice that you would give to anyone else or to younger Nish.
Advice I give to myself when I was younger. I don't want to say I didn't work hard when I was younger. I did work hard, but I think when you get older, like as I feel like I am now, I think just making the most of like the opportunities you get, like just like learning wise, like meeting new people, stuff like that. I feel like I did at uni and like I don't know, I really enjoyed like obviously my time at Warwick, but I think like I could have done some other stuff, like met new people, like gone to like, new circles, like tried new things. I always try and like put myself outside my comfort zone. So I guess I do it now, but maybe if I could have done a bit more when I was younger, could have got like some different experiences. So probably. I wouldn't really say I would change much though about when I was younger, because I just think like what's happened has happened for a reason. So I'm where I am now. So I'm happier I am now. So, but yeah, just get my shit together basically when I was younger, because I would kind of just pissed around for a bit when I could have probably worked harder. But yeah, probably that if I was going to pick something.
That was a pretty good answer. And the third and final question. What was your most memorable third wheeling experience, if any? Whether you've been third wheeled or whether you've been third wheeling anyone else?
Do you know what's funny actually? I honestly haven't prepped anything for this question, but I was actually saying to one of my friends the other day that maybe this is just me, but every female friend that I have whenever we like have like an event or something or like a party or something, they're always like, yeah, like I'll third wheel you, and I'm like, oh, see, they're all rubbish. Like you're all terrible. Like no, none of you are any good at third wheeling. Yeah, or maybe just my female friends, but none of them have ever been any good. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe that's the reason why. But honestly, like I've never had. They'll be like, they're always before the night. They'll be like, yeah, it's all good. Like, and for some reason, every female friend I have is like the best in their head. They're the best third wheel. They're like, yeah, I do this all the time. This is easy. I'm like, oh, is it? Yeah. We come from that out. Nothing happens. I'm like, yeah. Where was all that? Where was it? It's all gone. Me as a third wheel, I don't even know. Like, I'm trying to remember what I've done. Oh, I have one funny story. It didn't actually end up very well for the person, but basically, one of my friends from school, he really liked this girl, and we were 15, like just before. No. Yeah, like GCSEs roughly.
Anyone we know? Like, do we know them?
You don't know.
Okay.
He might listen to this. This guy called Ravi, but I don't think you met him.
Oh, right. You're fully baying out names.
Nah, that's calm. I don't think he might be baiting out the story, but basically so we went to school together, and basically like he liked a girl from another school, and like I was like mutual friends with both of them, and I spent like he was like at school, he was one of those kids that like worked super hard. Like he just did like he didn't want to be distracted by girls or nothing like that. So he was like proper on his studies, and he was coming to GCSE, so obviously he was like full in revision mode, whatever. And like, I was revising as well, but like I knew that this girl liked him, and I knew that he liked her, but they were both so focused on their studies they didn't want to do anything else. And he kept telling me like, oh, like nah, it's calm. Like I'll try after GCSEs, whatever. I was like, nah, man, this is the moment. And like I spent so much time like third wheeling, like setting them. I basically got them to admit to me that they both like each other, and I was like. And then I both showed them. I was like, right, like she likes you like her. And then he was like, yeah, no, it's cool. Like he's trying to just play it off, whatever. And then he just let the moment pass. So then it ended up a couple months later, she started dating another guy, and I was like, mate, you ruined it. Like, you just fucked it. Like, I was like, I set it all up. Like, if he had asked her out, they would have gone out. Like, she admitted she liked him. He didn't do it. So I think I was actually a pretty good third wheel.
Good win.
I got them. Like, basically what I'd done was I crossed the ball in. Like, man was in front of goal, and he did like a Jesse Lingard or something, just smacked it like Rose Ed. Like,
No, that's Lukaku, me.
yeah, his touch is just dead. His touch is dead. No, you know what it was? It was anyone watches football, it was like Choupo-Moting when he was he was on the goal line and he's managed to clear it away. That's what my mate basically did. So it was I was good third wheel, but he didn't capitalize.
Maybe that's like, I guess, circle of life for you because you failed to get them together. So any of your female
but I
friends
tried though. Like, I put in my female friends. Yeah, if any of you listening, yeah. Honestly, you lot just didn't help me. Did not. No. All I needed was like a Kevin De Bruyne assist or something like that. No. I got none of that from. I had some dead assists. It was like Ashley Young crosses all going Rose head. It was dead. But yeah, nah. That was probably my best third wheeling experience that I did to someone else. So.
Oh, this has been such a sick episode. Like, we really enjoyed this.
Okay. Now we end on some shout outs. So we all get one thing we can shout out, whether it could be literally anything, family member, some food, some restaurant, something you've bought recently, a song, anything.
I'll let you guys go first then.
Yeah, let Aaron go.
Okay. I was going to shout out Colleen Rooney.
We've done our shout out.
You could do it still.
Yeah, I mean, sure, she gets a complimentary
We've given her
shout-out.
a big shout out this episode.
Big
Yeah,
up,
just-
shout out to 30 people.
Just big up Colleen. But yeah, I'll plug in my. We talked a bit about music. I'll plug my Spotify. Got a very varied taste. I spent a lot of work coming up with some witty playlist names, and there's a lot of variety there, whatever you're into. So go check it out. Nish,
Can I do 2 shout outs? Or is it a one?
Why not?
okay, go for it.
All right, they let me
Why are
have
you
it.
so upset about it? I'm just
They let me have it. So
I said go for it, didn't I?
one would be anyone that's seen Mo Gilligan's stand up on Netflix. It's quality.
yeah. I've already seen it, yeah.
It's like proper funny. Especially I guess if you're, I don't know, a lot of the experiences he had are like similar experiences that I've had in life at some point. So I just thought it was really relatable. Especially if you're probably from London, you probably find it proper funny. So definitely go and check that out. The other one I'd say is another Netflix. This is a series, but it's I kind of touched on it earlier, but there's I guess it's like a docu-series from like Bill Gates where he kind of discusses like it's a bit of history of his life, but also just like the problems he's trying to solve. So stuff like, I think it's like people dying from, I can't remember what disease, I can't remember the name of the disease actually, but like it's like because of poor sanitary conditions. He's trying to develop like nuclear power that like uses nuclear waste to fuel it and stuff like that. And it's like he works with like people from these countries, so it's like actually funding and like helping people from like less economically developed countries. So it's really interesting to see like how he changed his mindset from someone who he used to be so ruthless about business. He still is ruthless about business, but like he's now like fixed on like actually helping people and like making a difference to the world. And like his habits and stuff are just incredible. Like he's one of those people that's like, you can tell he's kind of a bit of a genius. Like he just spends his time reading and stuff, and like, especially these guys here probably know, but like he spends his time reading like these proper like dry books. So it's like you get them in computer science, engineering, like maths, or like these proper dry books on like the heavy theories and stuff. Like he can read through like 150 pages an hour of one of those books and like remember like 90% of it, which is like crazy. Like that's like a God-given ability to kind of do that thing. But yeah, he's really interesting documentary, so I definitely gonna recommend checking it out.
Yeah, I definitely love Bill Gates, so I'm going to have to check that out. So
One of the attributes in a girl, could it have just been
Is this part of the thing? Or is
No,
this-
no.
it could be. I'm editing this, so it could be.
could it just be just get on with them?
They say get with them. I was
No,
like,
no, just
fucking hell, Aaron. I was like,
I'm putting that in.
You set
I'm solidly
you set the
putting
bar low there, mate.
0 to 100.
Get on with them. No,
get on
because
with
I think to me, get on with them comes from those things. Like, get on with them is
Yeah,
like,
that's why I was trying to trick the system.
yeah, I don't think you can have that. I think that's what I'm saying. There are certain rules I don't allow. That to me is too vague. Like, get on with them is just like it's the why you get on with them that is the answer to the question.
And does being a nice person count as caring?
It doesn't count as caring, but what do you mean by nice person? Because if you mean nice person,
They're
like
just a friendly, polite.
Like a female
Person.
Yash, is that what you're saying?
No, not necessarily. Like, yeah, I think Yash is a nice person, but I think we're nice people as well. I think. Like, I
what
don't think-
what's the best description you give of a nice person?
Are you saying they're morally right? Like
Because what I mean is,
Yeah, morally right.
what I mean by nice,
You
is,
can't. You
But is
could
it
have
caring?
nicked a sweet before. I don't care. That's. Still,
But are
I
you
think
saying
it's still morally
caring? Because
right.
if that's caring, then it's already
No,
included.
but when you said caring, it was like caring for you.
Okay,
Like,
there's
of
two.
course
Yeah,
they can,
if you mean caring, like, okay, so yeah, I will just
but they're just a
clarify
generally
this.
caring person, whether it's you
Yeah,
or someone else.
that you can have. That's different.
I'll put that in there.
Okay, you can edit that in if
Something.
you want. But basically,
Thank you for fucking this up for me.
No, just leave it in here. Just leave it in here. It's fine.
Because basically, I think that caring for like. Not everyone cares a lot about other people, but I think the person will always care about you if you're their
But
partner.
that doesn't mean you have to care about every single person.
No, but it just means like you
Like,
have a
if-
general level of respect for people that like you'll be nice to people when you meet them and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that. Yeah. That. Well, I'm saying so there are certain people.
Empathetic? Is that what you mean? Like, or sympathetic?
No, not necessarily. Like, I think that might come with it, but
But what I mean is like some people will have an attitude of like I don't care about anyone else. Like, but that person will still care about you because you're their partner. But like they don't really care about other people in the world. Whatever. It's like someone like, for example, someone like Yash will be generally really respectful to everyone else and like that kind of thing. Like,
but I think we are as well. It's not just. I know
Yeah,
Yash
yeah.
is just generally a really nice person, but I think.
Ladies, if you're
yeah,
look-
but
you know,
okay, fine, yeah.
you're
But
like-
I'm saying that I don't think that necessarily holds true for everyone. Not everyone cares
Yeah.
that much about other people and whatever. So
I mean,
think-
if you got like a Rebekah Vardy who did you dirty, like you can be nice.
Don't
to them,
point
that's
at me
fine.
while I was doing that, dickhead. I don't appreciate that.
But like generally, you're just
yeah, I agree.
a nice person. Put other people.
We still need a
You
shout out,
can,
Hamish.
because
Did I not give a shout out yet?
no, you're dragging us out a bit, mate.
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Vidal Riley's new album, Living Sports 2. Loving it. I like the first one. I like this one as well. If you don't know it, give it a listen. I think Pointing, Cologne, and Ride for the Team are my favorite tracks on it. So give it a listen. You may like it. You may not like it.
It's good you remembered the album name this time.
No more of those fuck ups. But yes, oh sweet. Thank you for listening, guys. If
Thank
you don't
you,
already,
Nish, for being on.
yep,
No
thank you.
worries,
Yes.
lads. It's all good.
Follow us on all our socials. We'll leave Nish's socials as well. So if you want to follow him as well, drop him a follow on follow. What are the other socials that? It's just follow him. Basically.
Twitter, Instagram, whatever.
It's
Yeah.
the same. Yeah, everywhere.
Don't add me on Facebook. I don't want to add you on Facebook.
Don't beg it, basically. Yeah, so we'll see you around. We'll see you in the next episode. Hopefully not too long. And yeah, have a good day, everyone. See ya. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Look, pull up in the gold, I'm leading. But them other man need feeding. I don't wanna go Bombay. Them I don't know what I do when I go from Beeling. Leading the pack in black and I'm on with the bat. Snapping with the phone and dab. Boss up a man with the duster.